The agreement settled at 415 billion for the counties to be able to share among themselves during this financial year that began that commenced on the 1st of July 2025. This will go all the way to 30th of June 2026. So this is a bill that is at its second reading stage. Already debate was concluded on the Tuesday afternoon sitting, and this afternoon the members of the Senate will be going into division on the bill to be read for a second time for it to be able to proceed to the next stage, that is consideration at the Committee of the Whole. And then also move to the final stage before it is assented to and become law. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. Time allocated for the sitting is 2:30. What you're seeing currently on your screens, that is the Senate chambers. Already members have started making their way into the chambers. We expect that more members, of course, will be getting into the chambers, and also the Speaker's procession also to make its way for the House to be able to commence the business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon. Two bills are lined up for first reading or to be read for the first time on the floor of the Senate this afternoon. Both bills originating from the National Assembly. This first bill is the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill number 72 of 2023, and also the Culture Bill, also originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 12 of 2024. Both bills being co-sponsored by the Senate Majority Leader, Honorable Aaron Cheruiyot. We shall take a look at that on the contents of the bill a little bit later. This afternoon, the senators will also consider a motion regarding the extension of time, the environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits number 2, regulations of 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025. This is a motion that is moved by the chairperson, Select Committee on Delegated Legislation. And the environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, the regulations were laid on the table of the House Wednesday, 9th April 2025, and referred to the Select Committee, that is the Delegated Legislation, for consideration. That is the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, has made his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon. Select Committee, that is the Delegated Legislation for consideration. That is the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, has made his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon. Committee, that is the Delegated Legislation for consideration. That is the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, has made his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon. Well, the prayer has been said and the chair taken, but as directed by the speaker, the quorum bell is currently on. This is due to the quorum hitch that has been faced at the commencement of the Senate sitting. Much as there are members in the chambers already, the number has not correlated yet. At least 15 senators are needed to be present. After the prayer is said and the chair taken, this is during the commencement of a sitting as provided for in the House Standing Order 39 and 40. If that is not present, then that would mean that the quorum has not been attained for the House to be able to commence or kick off its business that is slated for that particular sitting. And therefore, that means that quorum bell has to be rung. Of course, this is just to alert the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament or maybe who are running late, at least to hasten their steps and be able to join their colleagues in the chamber for the House to raise that much needed quorum and for it to be able to commence and consider that particular business that is lined up for consideration. Remember, if that quorum is not attained at the lapse of the first 10-minute quorum bell, an additional 10 minutes will be given. If that is not attained at the lapse of it again, then that will mean that the House will adjourn. However, we believe that that particular quorum will be raised. And as the bell is on, and as we wait for the senators to make their way into the chamber, then we shall continue to take a look at the business that they will be transacting once they raise that quorum. Earlier on, I had indicated that the Committee on Delegated Legislation will be seeking for an additional time or an extension of time to be able to consider the environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits. Number 2, Regulations 2025, Legal Notice number 71 of 2025. And this is after this particular business was committed to the committee for consideration, and they had a total of 28 days, sitting days, or those particular regulations were to be considered and make a report within 28 sitting days after the date when the referral of the instrument by the Senate was done, which is supposed to lapse on Thursday, 17th of July. That means tomorrow, or Thursday, the 17th of July, the year 2025. However, the committee is seeking for an additional time to be extended, the time for the consideration of that particular business for a further 21 days, because this is pursuant to Section 15, Paragraph 3 of the Statutory Instruments Act, to enable the committee consider objections raised by the public and make its resolution on or before the 7th of August, the year 2025. This is part of the business that the committee, the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation, through its chair, will be seeking to have the House enable it, have the time to consider that particular business extended for it to be able to conclude on that particular business. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. A quorum hitch has been faced at the commencement of its sitting, and currently is a quorum bell that is on for the members to be able to make their way into the chamber and join the rest of their colleagues who are already inside, getting ready for the business that is lined up for a consideration this afternoon. That is a quorum that would pave way for the House to commence its business, because as provided for in the standing orders, if that quorum is not raised, then the House risks being adjourned until the next sitting. The prayer has already been said and the chair taken by the Speaker. As you can see, he has already taken his seat. Of course, awaiting the House to raise that quorum. It is a House of rules and therefore will need to abide by its own rules. And therefore, that quorum is what we are waiting for before we hand you over to the proceedings that are just about to start. Once that quorum is attained, then that business will, without any further delay, commence. This afternoon also, a notice of motion regarding the installation of CCTV cameras in all police stations, cells, and police reporting desks by the Honorable Senator Karen Nyamu will also this afternoon form part of the business that will be transacted. And this is a motion that, or a notice of motion that seeks to have the Senate resolve that the national government, through the Ministry of Interior, well, that is the majority whip, Honorable Bonnie Halwale, who's also the Senator for Kakamega County, at this a point when the House lacks the quorum for it to be able to commence its business or run its business that are lined up for consideration. This is the time that the leadership of the House is needed to whip the members who are running late to get to the chambers, of course, to do that and allow the House attain that quorum for it to transact the business that is lined up. More members making their way into the chambers. Remember, we are looking at least 15 senators, and once that quorum is raised, then the business of the Senate will commence without any further delay. Regarding the notice of motion on the installation of CCTV cameras in all police stations, cells, and police reporting desks, the Senate will be resolving or making a call to the national government through the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to install functional and tamper-proof CCTV cameras in all police stations, cells, and police reporting desks across the country. Also ensure that all CCTV systems are monitored in real time and that footage is securely stored and made accessible during investigations, judicial processes, and also provide the necessary resources, technical support, and training to law enforcement officers for the effective operation, maintenance of CCTV systems, and continuous digitization of occurrence book platforms. This is a notice of motion that this afternoon the senators will be considering. The 10-minute quorum bell has lapsed, or the bell is off now. We hope that the House has raised that quorum. The Speaker will be communicating on whether the quorum has been raised. If it has been raised, then I will be handing you to listen into the proceedings. But as we wait for that communication, we shall continue to delve into the business that they will be considering. I can see the Speaker's microphone is on. Allow me to hand you over to the business for this afternoon. Good afternoon.
The first order. Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable Senators would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and pupils from Nyaikungu Primary School in Kirinyaga County. The delegation comprises 14 teachers and 139 pupils who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming guests to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will call upon honorable senators in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming guests to Parliament. I extend a warm welcome to them. Senator, you may proceed under 1 minute. On my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will call upon
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity on behalf of my colleague, Senator from Kirinyaga, Senator Murango, who is on the way coming here, to welcome the students from Kirinyaga County. I would want to take this opportunity to tell them it is indeed a very good opportunity to learn what we do here in the Senate. And as they go back home, I would want to encourage them to work hard in school, to be obedient to their parents, the teachers, and indeed to follow their dream, because we started in such a schools like the one in, and I want to tell them that every dream is valid, and looking forward and moving forward, we know that Kirinyaga is one of the top performers academically, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome them and to wish them best, all the best as they learn the procedures of this house. This is the upper house, and indeed I, as Senator from Nyeri, I'm looking forward to seeing you later and joining your Senator to welcoming you to this house. Karibuni sana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, Wednesday, the 16th of July, 2025. This is 1, the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kigumo Level 4 Hospital in Kiambu County government for the year ended 30th June 2024. And number 2, affordable housing regulations, legal notice number 114 of 2025. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay.
Next order. Chairperson Jailak.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 16th of July, 2024, being a report of the Mediation Committee on the Gambling Control Bill, National Assembly Bill number 70 of 2023, on behalf of the Vice Chairperson of the Mediation Committee, the Honorable Senator Alan Chesang. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Senator Karen Nyamo. That business is deferred. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill, National Assembly Bills number 72 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the establishment, roles and functions of Kenya National Council for Population and Development and for the establishment of the Board of Council and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 9, the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to give effect to Article 11(3)(a) of the Constitution to provide for the protection and promotion of culture and cultural heritage of communities and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 10, motion, extension of time. The environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, number 2, regulations 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025.
Chairperson, Select Committee on Delegated Legislation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the environmental management and coordination and strategic integrated environmental assessment and the environmental audits number 2 regulation 2025 legal notices number 71 of 2025 were tabled in the Senate on Wednesday, 9th of April 2025, and referred to the Senate Select Committee on Delegated Legislation for consideration pursuant to Section 12(1) of the Statutory Instruments Act. Cognizance that the committee is required to make a report within 28 sitting days after the date of referral of the instrument by the Senate pursuant to Section 15(2) of the Statutory Instruments Act, which lapses on Thursday, 17th July 2025.
Order, honorable senators. Senator Matthew, take your seat, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for protecting me. Aware that Section 15(3) of the Statutory Instruments Act provides that by a resolution, Parliament may extend the time for consideration of statutory instruments by a period of not exceeding 21 calendar days, noting that the committee is in receipt of concerns by the public on the imposition of exorbitant fees and justified and punitive fee increments through the state regulations, thus compelling the committee to further interrogate the issues. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves to extend the timeline for the consideration of environmental management, coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits number 2, regulations 2025, and the legal notice number 71 of 2025 for a further 21 days, pursuant to Section 15(3) of the Statutory Instruments Act, to enable the committee consider objections raised by the public and make its resolution on or before 17th of August 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I request Honorable Ngatana to second the motion.
Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the motion is a very straightforward motion that requires extension of time so that we can consider memorandum that was brought by the Institute of Environmentalists. Mr. Speaker, this memorandum raises substantive issues about the charges that have been proposed in this new regulation. And Mr. Speaker, the contention by the citizens is that those charges are exorbitant. Mr. Speaker, when we were supposed to have considered it within the time, we were considering the matter of the impeachment of the governor of Isiolo. So that interfered with our timelines on the other side. So, Mr. Speaker, we are only requesting for more time as a committee so that we can give justice to the citizens who are raising issues with the proposed regulations, that there may be exorbitant charges that have been introduced. Mr. Speaker, in seconding this motion, I ask fellow senators to support it as a procedural motion and allow us to do the work on your behalf for the benefit of the citizens who have raised concerns and the country in general. I beg to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Priority. Now, honorable senators, I will now propose the question. That are aware that the environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, number 2 regulations 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025, were tabled in the Senate on Wednesday, 9th of April 2025 and referred to the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation for consideration pursuant to Section 12(1) of the Statutory Instruments Act. Cognizant that the committee is required to make a report within 28 sitting days after the date of referral of the instrument by the Senate pursuant to Section 15(2) of the Statutory Instruments Act, which will lapse on Thursday, 17th of July 2025, aware that Section 15(3) of the Statutory Instruments Act provides that as by a resolution, Parliament may extend the time for consideration of a statutory instrument by a period not exceeding 21 calendar days. Noting that the committee is in receipt of concerns by the public on the imposition of exorbitant fees and justified and punitive fee increments through the said regulations, thus compelling the committee to further interrogate the issues. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves to extend the timeline for the consideration of environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, number 2 regulations 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025, for a further 21 days pursuant to Section 15(3) of the Statutory Instruments Act to enable the committee consider objections raised by the public and make its resolution on or before 7th August 2025. Now, honorable senators, the floor, of course, is open for debate, but this being a procedural motion, the committee is merely seeking an extension of time for them to complete their work. With your concurrence, I will straight away put the question, and voting is by voice. Do I have your concurrence? Thank you. So I'll proceed to put the question. That are aware that the environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, number 2, regulations 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025, were tabled in the Senate on Wednesday, 9th April 2025, and referred to the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation for consideration pursuant to Section 12(1) of the Statutory Instruments Act. cognizant that the committee is required to make a report within 28 sitting days after the date of referral of the instrument by the Senate pursuant to Section 15(2) of the Statutory Instruments Act, which will now lapse on Thursday, 17th of July, 2025. Aware that Section 15(3) of the Statutory Instruments Act provides that by a resolution, Parliament may extend the time for consideration of a statutory instrument by a period not exceeding 21 calendar days, noting that the committee is in receipt of concerns by the public on the imposition of exorbitant fees and justified and punitive fee increments through the said regulations, thus compelling the committee to further interrogate the issues. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves to extend the timeline for consideration of environmental management and coordination, strategic and integrated environmental assessment and environmental audits, number 2 regulations 2025, legal notice number 71 of 2025 for a further 21 days pursuant to Section 15(3) of Statutory Instruments Act to enable the committee consider objections raised by the public and make its resolution on or before the 7th of August 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 45-2, allow me to reorganize the sequence of today's order paper. We will proceed to order number 7 and thereafter proceed to order number 18. Once we are done with those two, we will resume normal flow as contained in today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed to call the order.
Order number 17, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2025. Second reading.
Senator Ledama Olekina. Senator Ledama had 17 minutes. Since not in the House, that chance is gone. Senator Boni.
No, it was moved by somebody else. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important motion which sits not just at the core of the letter of the Constitution. More importantly, the Equalization Bill was about the spirit of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Mr. Speaker, the spirit in the sense that in 1965, there was a misguided paper that locked out the so-called the Northern Frontier districts because they were presumed not to be contributing enough to the economy. In the process, Mr. Speaker, Mandera, Turukana, Wajir, Garissa, and so on, up to 14 counties, were left behind. So when we were in Bomas in 2005, and I would like the leader of the majority to be very kind to me on this one. In 2005, Mr. Speaker, he was in class 2. When we were in 2005, in Bomas, speaking to this spirit, we saw the need to make sure that the wrong that was done against Kenyans from these 14 counties would be righted by putting a quantum of 2.5% of the budget
specifically for purposes of ensuring that we fast-track health facility development, roads, electricity, and access to health. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, as we speak this afternoon, I really wonder why we have never.
What is the point of order, Senator from Mombasa?
This one was in class 4.
Comprehend that the majority leader has talked about, that my majority whip has talked about, that our majority leader was in class 2 in the year 2005. My little mathematics, today is 20 years since 2005. That means Senator Cheriot in 2005 was about 7 years old. And I wonder whether that's his age, that is now is 27 years old. And I thought he had already passed the level of a youth. And now he's in the mid 30s. Thank you.
Senator Fake, I've been patiently waiting for the point of order and the relevant standing order that has been breached, so that I make a ruling.
Order number 1, Mr. Speaker. He has to take responsibility for the issues that he is talking about, and it is not factual.
Order, you cannot invoke standing order number 1. It's not available to you. Proceed to conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know my brother, the Senator from Mombasa, as a very strong Muslim. I wonder.
Just proceed to debate and.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He should consider reviewing his menu for lunch. Mr. Speaker, I therefore get very disappointed, not by this House, but just disappointed with myself, that how could I have been here for so long and failed to plead with the colleagues so that we make the National Treasury independent from the executive. It is because the National Treasury is not independent that all monies are assumed to be in the hands of the executive, to the extent that money due to counties is never released. As we speak today, over the last now almost 17 years, the counties that were supposed to benefit from this money, they are yet to get. What is more, because of something which I don't understand, and once again I want to invite the Senator for Mombasa to help me, because I was not here last time in the last parliament. What happened? How did you, as senators, increase the number of beneficiary counties from 14 to 34? Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Kakamega, would you wish to be informed by the majority leader?
Yes, I asked for it.
May I proceed?
Mr. Speaker, if the whip of the majority will be patient when I'll be making my submissions, because I was part of Budget and Finance Committee that recommended that expansion of the list of beneficiaries, I will give reasons to him. So probably if he hangs around the House later on when I get an opportunity, Mr. Speaker, I'll explain why he's asking and the justification.
So, Senator for Kakamega, you can do whatever you wish to do with the information you've been given.
Wait for the mic. Wait for the mic. Wait for the mic.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, you have heard the leader of the majority. If it wasn't for the fact that he is my boss, I would have requested you to exercise for the first time in this House, so that members can know something called a frivolous point of order. A frivolous interference with my debate the way he has done. He thinks I don't know what they did. In fact, that finance committee must have been one of the weakest. Mr. Speaker, in that committee, they recommended that amongst these 17 counties should be Kericho. Kericho, which enjoys rainfall 11 months out of 12 in a year. So that they would go and fight with Turkana, money meant to fast-track availability of water to the people of Turkana. Was that a committee worth celebrating, Mr. Speaker? In fact, if leadership was acquired through competitiveness, then leader of majority would have found a very difficult interview to make it to high office, because it is a very serious offense. I say this with maximum respect, no tribalism in my heart, because even back home in Bungoma, Bungoma has been allowed to benefit from this money. It's not supposed to. No. That must be relooked at, and this house, because we are a house of equity, equalization fund should be accessed by only the 14 counties. Mr. Speaker, you have had the privilege as a national party leader of the power to fly across the republic. Mr. Speaker, you have seen how the countryside of Kenya just looks like. You don't even have to be educated by anybody to know that this one is deserving, this one is not deserving. We have to build patriotism in this country by saying that our brothers left behind, we hold their hands, we move together. You know, Mr. Speaker, when this debate was going on at that time, and Edwin, this one will amuse you, Sifuna, there's somebody who said, no.
Honorable Bonne.
Yes.
You refer to your colleague as Honorable Senator. Yeah. You may not mind, but the language of the House, your brotherhood is outside this chamber. May you extend that relationship.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In this chamber.
Mr. Speaker, you know, sometimes it's so difficult to think in vernacular than speak in English. When I was thinking in Kiluya, in Luya culture, a younger brother like this one is always your baby. So I sometimes forget that he's a senator because he's my younger brother. It was actually a statement of love. Senator of Nairobi, you'll be amused. Some of the people who insisted that this should not be the case, no sooner oil was discovered in Turkana than they ran and bought blocks of fields in Turkana so that they become property owners in speculation that probably in that block he has bought, then oil will be struck. I tell you, these ignored counties that we have, I have named some of them, resources will fall there, and we shall all be running there or depending on them, because they will be the prime movers of the economy of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I therefore want to amplify my thoughts on an independent national treasury. We should make the national treasury independent so that no phone call comes from the office of the president, from the Senate, from some other powerful ministry, either prime cabinet secretary or minister of interior, to force them to push money to some areas simply because development is supposed to follow power. We would like development in this country, Mr. Speaker, to follow meritocracy. If it was following meritocracy, Mr. Speaker, the shock that I've received today, this morning, from which I'm still reeling, would not have occurred. Cabinet sat 2 months ago, announced that the road from Rironi to Nakuru, Mau Summit, Eldoret, Kaburengu, Webuye, Punkandui, up to Malaba would be a dual carriage. Today, the minister has come and has told the people of Western Province that goalposts have since been shifted to the extent that now the dual carriage will stop at Mau Summit, and the budget which was meant to push it to Malaba would now be used to now do a detour to go to Mai Mahiu and hopefully Narok or where. I didn't want to tell the minister because I would have been out of order because I have no facts. But could it be that the all-powerful minister for roads comes from Pomet, and this is why he wants part of that pie to be detourred to go to Pomet side to avoid it going to Malaba? This decision will have to be reviewed and possibly reversed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot lock out Western Province from such a flagship project. And even if you don't like the face of the people, mainly the men of Western, we have some very beautiful women from Western. At least use their faces to give them development, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I say this with a lot of pain. It is only a few years ago, Mr. Speaker, that a basic thing like a national school was being given now to Western, when other parts of this country have had national schools from independence. So much so that the majority of the elites you see from my region have had to make it academically by going to national schools outside the region. It is this marginalization that makes some of us get confused, get angry with government, and this, Mr. Speaker, might stop. And if they don't want to stop it because of the politics they want to pursue, let me teach them a bit of economics, which I don't understand. Economics says Kenya's #1 trading partner is Uganda. And when you add the amount of trade we do with Rwanda, we do with Bujumbura, we do with the Eastern Congo, we do with South Sudan, the goods and services that go on that road are the engine of the economy of Kenya in as far as import and export is concerned as a revenue stream. If we must grow this economy of Kenya, in this government and the government that will come thereafter, there are two minimums we must do. And that minimum is not mine. It was in Vision 2030, Mr. Speaker, of President Mwai Kibaki. It was, you dual the road from Mombasa Port all the way to the border. And it went further and said, and for information, Mr. Speaker, it's just a reminder to you, you are our minister in the East African community. You know the blueprint of the road network in the East African community, which says that that dueling will not end at Malaba, but the community will help the dueling to go all the way to the Kampala, all the way to Kigali, all the way to Goma, all the way to Bujumbura. Then we open the economy, Limb 1, and then Limb 2, LAPSET projects, Lamu, Seaport, Mr. Speaker, and then you do the roads all the way to Ethiopia and all the way to South Sudan. If we open these arteries, we will grow the economy of Kenya. We won't have to export our youth to go and look for jobs in Dubai and look for jobs in other funny places who have no idea how difficult it is for you to take care of your pregnant wife so that she gives birth, so that you educate that child. They don't know. We do it for them, and then we give them our professionals. We need to create these jobs here at home. And how do you do it? You have to open the economy. You think proactively. Mr. Speaker, I've had to emphasize this thing, and I want to appeal to colleagues. Let us make the National Treasury independent. Then equalization funds will flow, and other decentralized funds will flow. Mr. Speaker, finally, but not least, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate CS Mbadi. The Speaker, I had a meeting with Mbadi of 2 hours. That minister seems to know what he's doing. We only need to tweak him a little bit. He knows what we are doing, but he's under pressure of politics, whereby he's forced to then tweak some projects to Nyanza. Once you correct that, Mbadi is a good fit for that ministry. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I support.
Senator Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii kuchangia mswada wa hazina ya usawa katika nchi yetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, hazina hii ilianzishwa mwaka 2010 kupitia katiba mpya, ambapo katika kifungu cha 204 imetolewa kwamba kutakuwa na hazina ijulikanayo kama hazina ya Equalization Fund, ili kusaidia maeneo ambayo yalikuwa yametengwa kwa muda mrefu ili yaweze kuwa karibu sawa na yale maeneo mengine. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika mgao wa kwanza kulikuwa na kaunti 14 ambazo ndizo zilikuwa zimechaguliwa kwamba hizi ni kaunti ambazo zilikuwa zimetengwa sana, ambapo huduma kama afya, huduma kama barabara, huduma kama za elimu zilikuwa zimetengwa kabisa katika maeneo yale, ambapo Wakenya wengi katika maeneo yale walikuwa hawakubahatika hata kwenda shule ama kupata huduma za afya kama Wakenya wengine. Mheshimiwa Spika, uanzilishi wa hazina hii ulikuwa kuna malengo mazuri sana, lakini baada tu kuanzishwa kukaingia mambo mengi ya kusikitisha ambayo yamesababisha kwamba mpaka sasa hazina hii haijatumika kikamilifu. Kwa mfano, Mheshimiwa Spika, baada ya kuanzishwa ilichukua muda mrefu sana kuweza kupata kanuni ama sheria endelezi, delegated legislation ama regulations za kuweza kuendesha hazina hii. Za kwanza zilipotengenezwa zilipatikana zina makosa kwa sababu hawakuhusisha county council of governors ama county zetu. Wao wakaenda mahakamani wakaweza kuzibatilisha, tukarudi tena na tukachukua muda mrefu katika Senate ya 3 ambapo ndio tuliweza kupitisha kanuni hizo. Na pia kupitisha kwake, Mheshimiwa Spika, ilibidi tutumie mbinu fulani ambazo sitaweza kuzieleza ili ziweze kupita ndio wananchi wafaidike, kwa sababu kulikuwa na watu ambao maseneta hapa katika bunge lile walikuwa wako tayari kuzipinga ili siweze kutekelezwa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa zaidi ya miaka 8 baada ya hazina hii kuanzishwa, zile counties zilizokusudiwa kupata manufaa, Mheshimiwa Spika, hazikuweza kupata manufaa yale. Wengi walikuwa wamepewa zabuni za kuanzisha kazi katika maeneo ya zile county. Nakumbuka kuna watu kadhaa walinifuata wakati mimi ni mwenyekiti wa kamati ya Delegated Legislation katika bunge lililokwisha, kutaka kujua kanuni zitapishwa lini ili waweze kumaliza zile kazi walikuwa wameweza kufanya na waweze kulipwa pesa zao ambazo walikuwa wanadai ile hazina. Mheshimiwa Spika, baada ya kupitisha kanuni, vile vile pia ilifika wakati wa kuamua zile kaunti ambazo zitafaidika katika awamu ya pili. Ndio hapo sasa zikawa sasa kaunti zimeongezeka, zimekuwa mpaka 34 badala ya zile 14 za kwanza. Kukaongezeka kaunti nyingine 20 ambazo pia wao walidai kwamba ni wametengwa, ikiwemo Kiambu. Mheshimiwa Spika, kaunti ya Kiambu pia ambapo kuna matajiri upande mmoja, watajiri wengi ama wakubwa upande mmoja na maskini wadogo upande mwingine, pia ikapatikana kwa ni kaunti ambayo imetengwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo la kusikitisha zaidi ni kwamba serikali mpaka hivi sasa pesa ambazo zimetengwa kwa hazina hii kwa miaka yote ambayo imepita ni bilioni 56. Katika hizi, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni asilimia ama ni karibu asilimia 20 peke yake ambayo mpaka sasa zimeweza kulipwa ama zimeweza kutoka katika hazina kuu kwenda katika zile maeneo, kwa sababu sasa sio county, ni maeneo ambayo yametengwa. Tulitoka katika county, sasa tuko katika maeneo. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hiyo japokuwa malengo ya hazina hii yalikuwa ni mazuri sana, lakini utepetevu katika serikali umefanya kwamba hazina hii isiweze kuweza kutumika kikamilifu. Na wakati tunaelekea mwisho wa hazina hii, kwa sababu hii hazina nafikiri ina kiwango cha miaka 20, wakati tunapoelekea mwisho wa hazina hii, kwa sababu tayari zaidi ya miaka 15 imekwenda, kuna hatari kwamba yale malengo ambayo yalikuwa yamewekwa na hazina hii hayataweza kufikiwa. Na vile vile Mheshimiwa Spika, maeneo mengi pia yanaendelea kutengwa, japokuwa tuna serikali za county, lakini kuna maeneo mengi katika county zetu ambayo yanatengwa kwa sababu ya siasa. Kama mbunge wa eneo yako haelewani na gavana, ina maana kwamba eneo lako halitapata maendeleo, na baada ya miaka 5 litakuwa limetengwa kuliko yale ambayo yalitengwa kutoka wakati wa uhuru mpaka hivi sasa tumefikia. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo lingine pia la kusikitisha ni sijui la kufurahisha ama kusikitisha ni kwamba wakati tulipokuwa tunapokea maoni ya washikadau kuhusiana na hii sheria ya Equalization, kulikuja maoni kutoka kwa ndugu zetu hapa Nairobi, maeneo ya Pumwani, ambao walisema kwamba sisi pia tunataka tujumuishwe katika yale maeneo yametengwa, kwa sababu kwa miaka mingi hapa Pumwani, hapa Nairobi, kama kilomita 4 kutoka hapa katika bunge, Mheshimiwa Spika, tumekaa hapo, hatuna maji ya mfereji, hatuna huduma za afya za sawasawa, hatuna huduma za usafi, yani sanitation na mambo kama hayo, na kwamba wao pia wamesema kwamba sisi pia tunahitaji kupewa hazina hii ili tuweze kusukuma ama tuweze kuboresha mazingira na maeneo yetu ambayo tunaishi. Kwa Mheshimiwa Spika, na imani mimi kwamba itakapofika wakati wa kujadili awamu ya 3 ya kutumia mwelekeo wa kugawanya hazina hii, nafikiri kaunti zote 47 zitakuwa zimeingia katika mfumo kwamba zote zimetengwa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapopitisha sheria hii ni kuwa lazima tuangalie ni njia gani ambayo tutasukuma serikali ili zile fedha ambazo zinatengwa katika hazina hii zinaweza kutumika kwa njia ambayo zitasaidia wale ambao wanakusudiwa kutumikia. Mheshimiwa Spika, swala jingine ni kwamba shirika ya serikali kuu inakwenda katika National Assembly, na kuna mengine ambayo za county. Kwa hivyo huu mgongano, Mheshimiwa Spika, inakuwa shida kuweza kukagua ama kusimamia fedha hizi, kuhakikisha kwamba zinafanya yale mambo ambayo yamenuiliwa kufanywa. Mheshimiwa Spika, wengi ambao wanafanya kazi hizi labda ni wabunge, maseneta. Kwa hivyo inakuwa tatizo kuweza kusimamia ukaguzi ama audit wa fedha hizi, ili kuona kwamba zile kazi ambazo zinanuiwa kufanywa zinafanyika, ili tuweze kutoka katika lile lindi la kutengwa na wao waweze kupata huduma kama vile sehemu zingine za nchi yetu ya Kenya zinapata huduma hizo. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naunga mkono sheria hii, na kwamba lazima tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba zile fedha zinazotengwa kila mwaka kwa hazina hii kwanza zinawekwa kwenye sheria, zinawekwa kwenye budget, na vile vile pia zinalipwa kwa wakati unaofaa, kwa sababu hii ni kama zile pesa za dharura. Tuliona kwamba kuna shida hizi katika miaka yote kutoka tupate uhuru, kwa hivyo tukaweka hazina ambayo lengo lake ni kuziba zile shida ambazo zilikuwa ziko katika maeneo. Kwa hivyo iwapo tutakuwa tunaburuta miguu, serikali haiko tayari kulipa, mara tunaambiwa exchequer hakuna, hiyo ina maana kwamba yale maeneo yataendelea kubaki nyuma vile vile, na huu usawa ambao tulikuwa tunatarajia kuweko kwa hazina hii hautapatikana. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii.
Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance to also join my colleagues in supporting this very important motion that responds to a need identified by Kenyans in the process of passing the 2010 Constitution, that there is need to bring equality across the country based on various factors, Mr. Speaker, which in their consideration, they sat down and thought, Mr. Speaker, that all parts of the country are not the same. And I have taken time, Mr. Speaker, to explain earlier, though perhaps the person that I informed, the Senator for Kakamega, either chose not to understand me, Mr. Speaker, or has a fixed position on this issue, Mr. Speaker, and therefore found the information not useful to himself. Mr. Speaker, I am disappointed in the two members that have spoken because they are both members of Budget and Finance Committee, and they continue to perpetuate a particular thinking which Kenyans disagreed with in 2010, Mr. Speaker, because they felt that because of, without good basis, identifying and believing that there are certain parts of the country based on the general observation, Mr. Speaker, that people who live in a certain area, Mr. Speaker, are wealthy, and people who come from certain regions, Mr. Speaker, are poor, that is the basis upon which you determine whether the standards of livelihood or being left out, Mr. Speaker. It is as if assuming, Mr. Speaker, that everybody that lives in Karen is wealthy. Yet you know within the abodes of Karen, Mr. Speaker, there is Kuwinda slum. Yet everybody believes, Mr. Speaker, that if you are to just make a general determination and say, oh, people that come from needs, because people that come, I heard Senator Faki say Kiambu, for example, that he is surprised why Kiambu makes it to the list. I would put it to them, Mr. Speaker, that in the year 2018, Budget and Finance Committee received a petition from members of the public, and they felt that the first marginalization policy passed by the CRA, Mr. Speaker, marginalized certain areas because it followed this kind of thinking that in the general interpretation and based on our own thoughts and ideas, that there are certain regions and there are certain parts of the country, Mr. Speaker, that are way ahead because of certain beliefs. They receive rainfall. I think that's what I heard Senator Alwale say. Other regions, because maybe they've had the opportunity of producing a president. And Speaker. Number one, that petition, Mr. Speaker, to our committee reminded us that a county is too large a geographical space, Mr. Speaker, when coming up with a marginalization policy. They recommended to us as a committee that we ask CRA in their consideration of the second marginalization policy, which is what is in force today, Mr. Speaker, that we ask them to be more specific to the least geographical administration unit, which in this country, Mr. Speaker, is a sublocation, and see the specific needs of residents of this republic based on where they live, Mr. Speaker. And the petitioners at that particular time, because I do recall what they asked of us at that particular time, Mr. Speaker, is that it is very easy to be misled and imagine that because of certain advantage of climate conditions or horticultural practices, Mr. Speaker, and certain beliefs that people have held about certain sections of a country, that it is possible to continue to perpetuate marginalization due to general belief that certain regions and certain parts of the country, Mr. Speaker, are well endowed. Second and most importantly, Mr. Speaker, is that you are asked to do a proper reading of Article 204. And I'd wish to read for the benefit of the members that had spoken earlier. Particularly Section 4, Mr. Speaker, which directed that CRA, the Commission for Revenue Allocation, shall be consulted. I don't just consult, consult, Mr. Speaker, in this country got a new meaning during the infamous days of the, what was it called? Not handshake, the one between Kibaki and Raila, I forget the name. Katenusu, Mr. Speaker, after the post-election violence of 2007. You remember that on the floors of Parliament, there was a big debate about what consultation is. And I want to believe that it is on that background that actually Article 204 speaks to. It doesn't just say that we consult CRA. It tells us its recommendation considered before Parliament, that we must demonstrate that we did not just listen to CRA, we considered what they asked of us as Parliament, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, when CRA sat down and retreated to consider and give their proposal of the second marginalization policy, Mr. Speaker, they used sub-locations and they went across the breadth of this country. There are close to 50,000 sub-locations across this country, Mr. Speaker, each with already determined matrices of measurement, particularly on the issues, because remember, Article 204 has asked of us that we try and bring, they use a very interesting word, to general levels of what citizens in the rest of the country enjoy. And they speak to water, roads, electricity, and I think there's a fourth item which I forget, Mr. Speaker. Out of their report, Mr. Speaker, CRA proposed to us that in their findings, there are 1,864, Mr. Speaker, sub-locations that will fall under the category of what you call marginalized parts of this country. I'll put it to you, Senator Boni Halwale, because that I represent in this house, that it is actually true. Rainfall nearly 11 out of 12 months. But what do you do with rainfall if you and Soliat, Mr. Speaker, is 90% land, Mr. Speaker. In that part of the country, you have got to dig, Mr. Speaker, what of the county will enjoy. And therefore, it was with good reason, Mr. CRA, past marginalization, where being distributed, formed over the years that this part of is poor, Mr. Speaker, and reduce it to the least unit of administration, and that is a sub-location, Mr. Speaker, in determination of which parts of the country get to benefit from these funds. It is also important that the report that you brought here, Senator Boni Halwale and Senator Faki, actually attest and gives history about this particular discussion. Actually, it's 1424, not 1824, Mr. Speaker. And I appreciate, because even in the report that the committee has brought out, Mr. Speaker, has told us that despite that decision, Senator Halwale, 60% still of these funds, they find themselves in the hands of the so-called, what you now traditionally refer to as deserving counties to benefit. That is a county of, and I think your report actually has a list. For example, in this bill, West Pokot will get 1.8 billion, Turkana will get 1.8 as well, Mandera 1.2, Wajir 1.2, Samburu 1.1, Garissa 1.1, and Baringo 970 million Kenya shillings, which tells you that they have not departed completely from the initial thinking that there are certain counties which generally, Mr. Speaker, suffer the bias of having been left by the rest of the country with regards to provision of services on those 3 or 4 aspects that the Constitution identified as important for the basic livelihood of an ordinary citizen of this country. And therefore, if you are found to be completely out of par with the rest of the country, then you meet that categorization, Mr. Speaker. 60% still falls under those particular counties, and the rest of the 40 is shared, actually, percent is shared in these so-called 30 counties, which people may debate here or there that either they deserve or they do not deserve. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I make the case that I believe that that committee, in agreeing with the recommendations of CRA, did something Solomonic, Mr. Speaker, because I would still find it difficult to face certain sections of my county, for example, and tell them that I passed a bill here on equalization funds, Mr. Speaker, to take resources to certain parts of the country by consideration, Mr. Speaker, that generally or traditionally they are considered to be poor, yet they will show me, and justifiably so, Mr. Speaker, that even us, we live in worse or as harsh conditions, Mr. Speaker, as those particular counties, Mr. Speaker. And the same can be said of all these 1424 sub-locations that have been listed in the second marginalization policy. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if my colleagues hold the view that it was a wrong departure by CRA and by us agreeing with them, Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that this is the year that CRA is actually doing their consideration of the third policy on marginalization. It will be interesting to see what the present committee will do with them, and it will be of importance to convince us as a House, Mr. Speaker, to know why we need to depart from that particular logic. And for your information, colleagues, that committee actually was chaired by a senator from the north, the Senator Engineer Mohamud, who himself represented an extremely marginalized county, the county of Mandera. But when the facts and the figures were tabled, Mr. Speaker, he couldn't help but agree and say, this is justifiable, Mr. Speaker. That is what we need to do as a country. That any time we are making decisions on policy, Mr. Speaker, on determination, on any aspects, Mr. Speaker, we consider the true facts as they are. You know, the bigger challenge that we have as a country, and something that we must do over time, if indeed as Parliament we are to respond to the needs of, the growing needs of our people and the scarce resources that we have to distribute, Mr. Speaker, we must move to levels which have been done by other countries that have found themselves in states and situations such as what Kenya finds itself in, Mr. Speaker. For example, I know for a fact, Mr. Speaker, that generally in a country like India, when they want to pass subsidy of, that it is possible to identify direct individuals who qualify under that particular bracket, Mr. Speaker, and say, even if you're buying the same item, Mr. Aaron Cheruyot, you cannot pay the same price for that particular item with your house or domestic worker, Mr. Speaker, where they live, because you have a better spending power than that particular individual. As it is today in our country, Mr. Speaker, 60 years later after independence, when we want to pass a policy on, let's say, my favorite item that I keep on using, Mr. Speaker, is bread, that we believe, and wrongly so, that if you pass subsidy on bread like we do, that's why we zero rate it, Mr. Speaker, we have helped accommodate, Mr. Speaker, the poor that feed on it. While that may be true for many of us that are in the urban settings, Mr. Speaker, it is not an accurate representation of their item of consumption in the morning by almost 70 or 80% of the citizens of this republic, Mr. Speaker. And second, and most importantly, Mr. Speaker, even for us that are in urban settings, there should be a price differentiation between those that live in certain affluent neighborhoods, Mr. Speaker, and therefore can afford to pay slightly better, and those that actually deserve it. It is until, Mr. Speaker, we do something akin or similar to what CRA did in the transition from the first to the second marginalization policy, Mr. Speaker, that we will then say that as a country, indeed, we are looking out after the welfare of those that are not as endowed as others, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, this issue of making general provisions and saying it is commonly believed that the people in Kwale, the people in I don't know which part of the country are poor. They are more rich men sometimes, Mr. Speaker, in that particular county and can afford things better than even the so-called quote-unquote rich counties, Mr. Speaker. Yet we are not certain. Nobody has done actually a study to establish these particular facts, Mr. Speaker, on what will qualify to be a rich or a particular poor county. Yet we know Kenya Bureau of Standards, Mr. Speaker, publish these statistics. It is what we used on our formula, Mr. Speaker, when you're using poverty index, Mr. Speaker, to make a determination on what is a qualification of a particular individual. There's something that is of concern to me, though, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know why members of this committee approved of this without, perhaps maybe later, because I've tried to scan through the findings of the committee deeply. And your committees, Senator Boni together with Senator Faki, doesn't speak to the fact that the recurrent expenditure in this board that we created, the Equalization Board, for a body that distributes just 16 billion shillings, Mr. Speaker, is 504 million shillings. That is a lot of money, Mr. Speaker. And it will interest me to know whether you as a committee interrogated them and seek to establish what is it that is so complex about. CRA had already done the job. It is our duty, Mr. Speaker, to determine how much goes to each and individual parts of the country, so So what is this job that they still have to do, Mr. Speaker, that you require a staff establishment that consumes an entire 540 million per financial year, Mr. Speaker? CDF, that's why I continue to say this, Mr. Speaker. We may not like it as senators, Mr. Speaker, but the way that law was structured continues to impress upon Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, because of how lean it is on recurrent expenditure. 97% of the funds that go to the constituencies go to, I think there's a capping of only 2.5% on recurrent to just keep operations office here and there and things of the same. It will be my assumption, Mr. Speaker, that on a matter as important as the equalization fund, Mr. Speaker, that we will limit actually additional expenditure by way of salaries to individuals. This is such a matter, Mr. Speaker, and I say this with tremendous respect to the people that work in this institution, that you will have perhaps only one coordinator per county to oversee and ensure that whatever Parliament has appropriated, Mr. Speaker, is put to prudent use. They write a report, it comes to Parliament. If somebody has misappropriated the funds, Mr. Speaker, the laws exist on how to punish those individuals. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is a point of concern which I hope, Mr. Speaker, that when our committee gets to interact further in their nature of work, perhaps for the new financial year, Mr. Speaker, or later on, Senator Faki, you will come back to the House with a recommendation on how to take down that recurrent cost in this particular board, because it was a thinking actually of the Kenyan people that will spend more of these funds in trying to bring equality in the four listed area. It is further provided, Mr. Speaker, that in clause 5, that the authorization by controller of budget of a withdrawal from the fund, together with written instructions from the secretary of the board through the National Treasury requesting withdrawal, shall be sufficient authority for CBK to pay amounts given in accordance with approval and instructions given. I agree with this, Mr. Speaker, that it is the neatest way to ensure that once all the project proposals have gone through the rigorous process, Mr. Speaker, because we passed in this House last time the regulations on how to determine what project to fund, Mr. Speaker. And I like the fact that the Constitution is extremely explicit on what are the items that the counties need to be brought up to par with the rest of the country. You cannot, for example, Mr. Speaker, sit and say there is a particular item that certain counties have moved far away ahead of us, and therefore we need to catch up with them. It is limited to the 4 items that I named particularly earlier, and therefore it is my hope and plea that the controller of budget sticks to those particular regulations that we pass. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I celebrate the industry of this committee. Senator Boni Alwale had earlier invited me into a contest of which one was useful between the committee that I served in and the one that he serves in. Mr. Speaker, that is an invitation which I reject vehemently, Mr. Speaker, because it is served by members who are equally as good as we were when he served in that particular committee. Therefore, I wouldn't wish to engage in that debate. But I've given my thoughts, Mr. Speaker. It will be interesting to listen to them because you have the chance to vary that policy later this year, Senator Boni and Faki, that you lead us even into making it better than what the second one is, which is this one. And we will gladly support, Mr. Speaker, because I believe as a country we must mature to a level of refining our processes and procedures and making them better to ensure that we respond to the needs of the ordinary citizens. And using this basis, Mr. Speaker, that it is possible even to take this further in all the areas and sector, including on development, because I agree with my whip that when it comes to distribution, for example, of road resources, Mr. Speaker, there's a big problem in the country. Senator Boni Alwale, I don't know what the minister said because I haven't had the benefit of listening, and it will be nice because to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Speaker, what I read, the cabinet dispatch, read that there shall be an invitation through privately sourced funds through PPP, Mr. Speaker, of interested bidders and individuals to build the project similar to what we have as a Nairobi Expressway from Nairobi here all the way to the border in Malaba, Mr. Speaker. If there has been a departure, I wouldn't know, and it will be interesting to know. But what you need to know further, Senator Boni Halwale, I have just released from the Ministry of Roads on this very hot topic, Mr. Speaker, on the securitization of RMLF, Mr. Speaker, that it is meant to pay contractors, 580 of them, that have done work worth 175 billion, Mr. Speaker. What is of concern to me, and I have said this many times, Mr. Speaker, is that those opposed to it, including that particular gentleman who spoke about it yesterday, lead on the list of the beneficiaries and people that have benefited from those road contracts being done in their constituencies and counties. What do I tell the people of Kericho when I return home this weekend, Mr. Speaker? That they are not part of those 580 contracts, Mr. Speaker, out of this first phase of securitization. You know very well, Mr. Speaker, that after the political dynamics of the last administration, certain parts of the country, including the part of the country that I represent in this house, Mr. Speaker, were completely blacklisted. Not an inch of tarmac was done in that part of the country. Today, if we are told, Mr. Speaker, that in your consideration of how to finance roads, Mr. Speaker, the government cannot do some sort of equalization like what we are discussing here, it means we stay another 5 years, Mr. Speaker, without an inch of tarmac, Mr. Speaker. While we know for a fact that in certain parts of the country, Mr. Speaker, they have even overpasses and underpasses. Very beautiful roads, Mr. Speaker, which only donkeys walk on, Mr. Speaker, because there's nothing else to do out of it. It is not fair. I want to insist, Mr. Speaker, and I have said this to none other than the Cabinet Secretary for the Roads, that this 175 billion alone is not enough. Until also we that equally pay RMLF, that we pay and produce tea, that pay taxes close to 50 to 100 billion, Mr. Speaker, per year, begin to see the benefits of that. We cannot. Otherwise, what will later be prudent to do, Mr. Speaker, is to ask that we operate this like a hotel. You pay for what you have consumed, Mr. Speaker. You cannot walk into a hotel and say that now, since everybody is drunk, contribute. If you took an expensive whiskey, Mr. Speaker, while I'm taking konyagi, I will pay for konyagi, you pay for the material that you took, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, what we are being invited to is further marginalization, which this bill is speaking to, that indeed at a particular point in time in our country, Mr. Speaker, we need to tell each other the truth and say that because there were counties that for the last 60 years were marginalized, Mr. Speaker, we provide certain funds for them to benefit, which is what this bill is asking us to do. Let us not entrench further marginalization, even in the advent of the new constitution, Mr. Speaker. With those very many remarks, I beg to support, Mr. Speaker, and hope that we can conclude on this so that the benefiting 1,402 sub-locations, Mr. Speaker, can benefit from this 16.9 billion Kenya shillings. I thank you.
Senator for Nairobi City County.
Speaker, you know, on many occasions I've had the majority leader threaten to bring a document that he happens to have seen in the office of the CS for roads that shows the inequity in the distribution of road projects over the past donkey years. But he never tables that document because not all of us have the benefit of access to the CS of roads or to his office. There was an invitation that was made here in the morning by CS Chirchir, a person that I respect greatly, that he wanted to spend some time with me to explain to me the plans for the ministry. I will politely decline that invitation, Honorable Speaker. I have become very averse to conversations that are had in private. I was elected to a public space so that everybody can see what it is we are having that conversation, or what conversation we are having in these dark areas. Honorable Speaker, because the public also needs to partake of this information. So, Majority Leader, I want to encourage you that next time, please bring to us that document, because we hear a lot of stories, Honorable Speaker. But secondly, Speaker, I wanted to say that I think you have a responsibility as the head of this House to ensure that every senator who comes to this House gets opportunity to travel to every corner of this country.
I was in Mandera, and the Honorable Speaker, because I'm a Luya, I'm a Bukusu man, I believed that the sweetest meat you can eat is chicken meat that is cooked by your mother. When I go to Mandera, Honorable Khalwale, they have meat they call nyiri nyiri. It is camel meat. It is extremely sweet. And when I was there, I said, Mr. Speaker, if you are just used to eating in your mother's house, you will believe that your mother is the best cook. People need to move from the areas and see the suffering that is out there. Mandera County, an entire county, has no access to electricity. Then you come and tell us, Honorable Speaker, anyway. Speaker, there is a community called El Chamus that live in Baringo. I have had occasion to go to Baringo. Honorable Speaker, those people live outside. When it rains, they are rained on. If you see the features in the news about how the people are living in those places, it is despicable. Then you come and tell us stories here about your area is also marginalized. People need to travel, Honorable Speaker. And when you are in this house, no wonder I support these senators who call themselves a senator of the Republic of Kenya. You are a senator for the whole republic. For the whole republic. When you vote here, you're just voting for your village. You're voting for all of these people. And all of these people require you to petition on their behalf. Speaker, if you look at Article 204, Sabbatical 2, the framers of this constitution, fortunately for me, when bombers was happening, I was not in primary school. I was at the University of Nairobi. We were those students who were being tear gassed inside the university buses by police when we were going to protest the killing of Mbai, Honorable Speaker. We started eating tear gas at a very early age. And we want to stop eating tear gas. In future generations, we don't want to be using these weapons on our children. The spirit of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, when they were framing it, they spoke about Article 204, Sabbatical 2, the basis, the rationale for this fund is to provide basic services, just basic services, including water, roads, health facilities, and electricity to marginalized area to the extent necessary to bring the quality of those services in those areas to the level generally enjoyed by the rest of the nation as far as possible. So, when you want to start measuring marginalization, first of all, can we agree, what is the level of these services generally enjoyed by the rest of the nation? Honorable Speaker, where I come from, we are very blessed, and I wish the senator was here. Water comes from the ground in Bungoma. Yes, water comes from the ground. The people of Mandera have never experienced that phenomenon. So how can I drag money for water from Mandera to Bungoma? What conscience is that, Honorable Speaker? What argument would you make to justify that? There is no justification. We have the largest solar power plant in the country, somewhere in Marsabit in Longalayani, but the people of Marsabit themselves don't have power. That power, they just see it flying on top of them. Then it goes to Suswa in Narok, and the rest of you here come and tell us, oh, we also need money. I think we need to be serious, Honorable Speaker. So, for me, really, I don't have a problem with some of the things that the majority leader has said, that there was need to relook at the formula, then we come to the smallest possible unit. There is no problem. How I wish we had done that after we had helped the counties, the initial counties, to benefit from this fund so that we realize the initial objective of this particular fund. I would have no objection. Because even here in Nairobi, Honorable Speaker, just last week, I brought a statement before the Committee on Energy. There are entire wards that have gone years without electricity. Hospital ward in Madare has gone 4 years without electricity. In Majengo, Honorable Speaker, in Kamukunji, Gorofani, people have gone for 2.5 years without electricity. In Embakasi South, there are places that don't have electricity. Honorable Speaker, the spirit of this thing is not about whether you are rich or poor. The spirit is services. The spirit is services. It's pegged on services and availability of services. If there is a road that splits Karen, on this side there is a slum, and on this side there is a golf course. You are going to the same place, you are using the service, it's the road, it is there. What we are speaking to, Honorable Speaker, is access to these services on a basic level. You go to the Mandera Hospital, Honorable Speaker, it serves 3 countries. There's people who come from Ethiopia, there's people who come from Somalia, all of them are there. A county that has seen the first kilometer of tarmac after we introduced devolution. This is 2013. People have been driving on tarmacs from the 1960s. These guys are seeing tarmac in 2013. That is what this particular provision had come to address. So even as we speak, Honorable Speaker, I have challenged you. I remember when we were doing the campaign in 2022, because we wanted cultural exchanges, we would get buses of people from Homa Bay who have never been past Nakuru to go all the way to Kirinyaga. They want to see how a potato farm looks like. How this brother of mine, what is this environment or weather that makes his hair grow the way it does? People need to experience other people's lives. We would take buses of people from Mount Kenya who have never gone past Nakuru, and who, if they are told that Bukusus in Bungoma eat people, they believe it. They have to go and see my grandmother's house and see that we eat just what they eat as well. In this house, Speaker, I'm challenging the Speaker to make sure, and I will give you a list of senators that I believe need to travel so that they can forget their mother's food and see how other people are living. So that when you speak here, Honorable Speaker, know that you are speaking for the entire Republic. So when we talk about marginalization, Speaker, people are living in squalor. My good friend here, the Senator for Narok, has a project that he invited me to join him in, just to build basic structures for the Ilchamus in Baringo. And all of you, Honorable Speaker, must join in that effort because it is a noble cause. It is a very noble cause. So, Speaker, when I see these figures here, if you talk about Samburu, Narok, West Pokot, Wajir, Turkana, Tana River, those are places everybody knows. If you go to Tana River, and my brother is here, there was a time the senator for Tana River was there in Hola when it had flooded, and I saw the condition of your people. They were living on the road, in makeshift paper houses. Then somebody is here in Nairobi making noise telling us about building affordable housing. The housing that Ledama is building for Ilchamus is more valuable to that community than some of these high-rises we are doing here. People are making money from tender for supply of materials. Then they come and tell us they are doing affordable housing. Speaker, it breaks my heart, the conditions in which our people find themselves, and a leadership that appears to be blind to what the people really desire and deserve. So with those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I would want that we revisit the spirit, the original spirit of this Constitution. The original spirit of this Constitution was to raise the standards of these services, Honorable Speaker, to the level that we all enjoy, or majority of us enjoy. Water, roads, health services, and electricity. Until every Kenyan is on the grid, please don't tell us you are marginalized. Don't talk to us about marginalization when at least you can access a health center, even if it doesn't have all the drugs you have. If you don't have, you shower twice. You shower twice in a day, but there are Kenyans who have no access to drinking water. Then you come and tell me, oh, yes, I'm being told by the leader of the Maasai that some communities are even using cow urine to shower. And here people are soaking themselves in bathtubs, Honorable Speaker, twice a day. It is very unfair. It is very unfair. And this is a situation that we must correct. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support.
Senator Wamatenga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity also to weigh in this very, very important matter. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, as I like to support, it is important to point out, yes, some of the issues that my fellow senators have pointed out are mistakes, are by omission that we did since independence. Mr. Speaker, sir, I was the chair of the Energy Committee, and proudly so, with some of the members sitting in the Finance Committee, with members like Senator Sifuna, Senator Redama Orekina, and we traveled, Mr. Speaker, to the so-called northern frontier. And we were appalled, Mr. Speaker, that 80% of the land banks of Kenya is not connected to the national grid. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is indeed an oversight that would be done since we got independence. the effectiveness of Equalization Fund, Mr. Speaker, and the realization that development in any part of this country is development for Kenya. And this calls, Mr. Speaker, for paradigm shift in the way we do our politics. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hear, and I've been in very many counties, and at times it's so painful to see fellow Kenyans the way they live. But we know, Mr. Speaker, that we have the politics that we do to blame. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've said on this floor, and I'll say it again, we have a political obligation, we have a moral responsibility to ensure that we leave a secure country to the future generation. That, Mr. Speaker, sir, can only happen if we take a holistic approach in seeing Kenya as one, not dividing into tribal units, not throwing into tribal cocoons, but having a holistic approach that brings everybody on board and knowing that we can be able to bake a national cake that's big enough for everybody to be shared by everybody, and therefore acknowledging the fact that development in Kenya is development for everyone. Mr. Speaker, sir, indeed, this is not a homogeneous country. We failed in embracing our diversity, in developing the potentiality that we have in our diversity. That can happen, Mr. Speaker, sir, if some of the basic amenities are provided. Roads, Mr. Speaker, sir, electricity, Mr. Speaker, water, if provided to every region in this country, we can transform this country within our lifetime to become what everybody would be proud of. Mr. Speaker, I want also to mention, Mr. Speaker, that the disharmony that we've been having with successful government, each and every government that has come into power since independence comes with a different manifesto. We remember Vision 2030 by Moi Kibaki, a vision, Mr. Speaker, that was seeking to align Kenya to the Sustainable Development Goals. Mr. Speaker, sir, how I wish that the subsequent administration were able to align themselves into this. Mr. Speaker, as we talk about that, we also must embrace the fact that our cultural diversity has propelled other countries to the heights of economic growth. It can also happen in Kenya, Mr. Speaker. We do recall the words of one of our leading presidents in this country, Siasambaya Mechambaya. Mr. Speaker, if we divorce our development from the politics that we do, then indeed Equalization Fund can bring development in every part of the country. But as I say that, Mr. Speaker, it is also important to note that the county where I come from, 52% of that county is an area that is equally marginalized. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, agreeing with what the presentation of our majority leader, subdividing this and breaking down the country into smaller units so that we can bring homogeneity, so that we can bring an equitable approach was a good approach. However, Mr. Speaker, should not also be lost to us that most of the resources that are allocated for the purpose of equalization ends up being mismanaged. Well, Mr. Speaker, we lack a national outlook. We lack a national approach on how to do it, and we are not also able to compare apples with apples, Mr. Speaker. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, it is also good to point out that the approach that is now being taken in the new procurement approach, whereby we bring in more transparency, we bring in more accountability, and most importantly, Mr. Speaker, we fight the opaqueness that has been able to do, which has dogged us since independence. Mr. Speaker, if we are able now to bring in the new approach of public-private partnership, if we embrace that, Mr. Speaker, bringing the transparency, bringing the accountability that's required, we can be able to draw capital, we can be able to draw drivers of enablers who will be able to implement this program, Mr. Speaker, and therefore provide these very, very important resources to our people. I know, Mr. Speaker, one of the regions I've spoken about that is Kieni constituency in Nyeri. Since independence, people have spoken about dams. Mega dams, Mr. Speaker, sir. Karimeno Dam, Mr. Speaker. Narumoro Dam, Mr. Speaker. Mohoya Dam, Mr. Speaker. But that has remained effective because we are not able to implement that within the physical space that we're having. To be able to achieve that, Mr. Speaker, it is paramount, it is imperative that we as a House come up with policies that will be able to attract investors so that some of these things can be realized. Mr. Speaker, all is not lost. I've sat in this House for the last 2.5 years. I've listened to debate from the fellow senators, and I am convinced, Mr. Speaker, that we have what it takes, what Senator Sifuna is saying, to see this country bring about progressive politics that will be accommodative of everybody. Mr. Speaker, I live in Karen, Mr. Speaker, and he has been pointed out by Senator Majority Leader Senator Cheriot. Just neighboring to our home, Mr. Speaker, there is an informal settlement. We must come up with a national approach, national policy, how we are going to address such issues. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is why I am one of those who support affordable housing, so that we can be able to onboard everybody, so that we can be able to bring and to carry everybody on board. Mr. Speaker, there is no one single country in this world that has developed without putting in place social infrastructure to ensure that we take care of the disadvantaged. As we bring equalization across the country, we must not forget the pillars that our people need. And this, Mr. Speaker, includes hospitals, Mr. Speaker, accessibility of universal health system that's working, Mr. Speaker, a good education system, Mr. Speaker, and this can only be achieved if we move to fully registered population so that we can onboard everybody, and most importantly, knowing the status of each and every Kenyan, so that as we do our policies, Madam Speaker, as we implement the policies of the government, as we formulate laws in this House, we can know that we have a fully registered population, as is in the other countries, so that whenever there is an emergency, we can do a targeted, more specific approach, instead of what we've been doing up to now, random interventions that at times end up benefiting the rich. As I sit down, Madam Speaker, I would also want to point out that Equalization Fund is an opportunity that we have. It is that opportunity that we must take and understand that we have a benefit of ensuring that each region in this country, and as I pointed earlier on, 80% of the landmass does not contribute to the GDP. It is the high time that we bring this to an end. I support, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. Senator Adendulo Fatima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Madam Speaker, sorry. I joined this debate, Madam Speaker, and it is actually heart-paining and very sad to hear people who come from Nyeri and other parts of the country that they need to kill the spirit of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. I like what Senator Sifuna has said about issues of water in many parts of the country where the Constitution targeted. Madam Speaker, as he has said, people in Nyeri, they have rivers. I'm sorry to talk about Nyeri, Senator Wamatinga, because you are supporting the expansion of the initial list to other parts of the country. People in northern Kenya, or Isiolo, where I come from, they even go for 2-3 weeks without even taking a bath, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in some dams that are constructed, the same dam, people drink and animal use. People drink the water that animals urinate in. Yeah? The same water. Where the animals are drinking and actually dropping everything. Madam Speaker, it's very sad to be selfish as leaders. And I wish there is a way that those who sit at the national level, they can visit those parts of the country and see the kind of challenges our people go through, Madam Speaker. In many parts of northern Kenya, mothers carry jerrycans on their back, traveling for kilometers and hours. They leave in the morning at 6 and come back in the evening with one jerrycan of 20 liters back home. And that is the same water that they use for animals, the same water they use for their homes, Madam Speaker. Electricity, you will see some part of this country, electricity is connected to mud houses. But if you go to some parts of this country, especially in northern Kenya and where I come from, there is no electricity connectivity in many parts of those sub-counties and locations, Madam Speaker. And I think it is good to be sincere when you stand on the floor of the House and say, yeah, expansion is good. It's not good, it's not fair. It is unequal, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I can tell you this House in the last Parliament made a blunder to have allocated that money to the county government, because that money is shared actually in Nairobi with individuals who don't even know some parts of those counties. There is no public participation. People are given contracts without advert. Madam Speaker, there is need to review the expansion of the list so that we are fair to the people living in those areas or intended for initially as far as Equalization Fund is concerned. Madam Speaker, in my county, there are dispensaries that were constructed by Equalization Fund, Madam Speaker. I talk of Mwangaza, the one that Senate visited when they went there. There is a Kadeli that is not even complete. It's a shell. Nobody is actually checking which projects have stalled and which ones have not stalled, Madam Speaker. And I urge Finance Committee to call Equalization Fund or the CS and PS Treasury to overhaul or to look what impact Equalization Fund has on those counties that were intended to support. Madam Speaker, it's intended to go run for 20 years. We have almost done 17. There is no impact, zero impact as far as Equalization Fund is concerned, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I believe devolution has assisted in one way or the other. But you can say because devolution is there, we should forget what the intention of equalization is. Having said that, Madam Speaker, I urge Senate Committee of Finance to review the impact of Equalization Fund in this country. Finally, Madam Speaker, I wish to pass a message of condolences to the 5 people who were killed last night in Isiolo, because there are 4 families that they were tortured to death, and one other person who was tortured to death in Isiolo County. Madam Speaker, I talked about insecurity in Isiolo the last time we had impeachment of the governor. Today, there are 2 speakers fighting in the assembly of Isiolo. Where is the law? Where is the country? And I urge you need to do something about insecurity in Isiolo. And I have discussed with CS Interior and PS Interior as far as County Commissioner Isiolo is concerned. That County Commissioner has stayed there for 8 years. And there's so much insecurity. He's doing nothing. He must be removed. If the government does not remove him, then the will of the people will apply. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dulo. Senator Madago Jackson.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the Equalization Fund allocation bill, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Equalization Fund, as was set up, was actually meant to bring the areas that were marginalized, Honorable Speaker, to what the Constitution describes as general levels where the whole country is, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, even as we look at the current Equalization Fund allocation that we are discussing today, Madam Speaker, one of the key concerns that we should ask ourselves as a Senate is, why is it that in the same counties, the same challenges that were there before devolution are still the same challenges we are experiencing in those counties, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, the Equalization Fund was meant to address 4 sectors: health, water, roads, and electricity. Of key concern to me, Madam Speaker, is the issues of health and water. In terms of health, Madam Speaker, the Equalization Fund that has been set, and I'm very particular with the counties that have been mentioned, including the county of Senator Dulo, Madam Speaker, is that this money should actually be released and made sure that those facilities that have stood there incomplete for the last 3, 4, 5 years are actually completed with the money that has been allocated. Madam Speaker, Isiolo County is going to receive over 270 million. How I wish that the governor for Isiolo, the man who escaped by a whisker, the scissors of this house, would actually use the opportunity that he has to redeem himself by utilizing this money and completing those hospitals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is also a big concern. When we talk of water in these counties, Madam Speaker, yes, there is scarcity of water, but at the same time, in the rainy seasons, Madam Speaker, you will hear there are floods, roads have been washed away, there is no water. How comes these counties cannot prioritize, even using the equitable share allocation, to make sure they mitigate in these old, long problems these counties have experienced, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, the Senator for West Pokot will tell you, in the road connecting West Pokot to Turkana, there are specific places we experience floods we've been experiencing for the last 60 years, Madam Speaker. I don't understand why dams have not been constructed upstream to harvest that water, considering the allocation that those counties have also been given, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, even as we talk about the Equalization Fund, it should not be lost that the equitable share in terms of allocation, these 11 initially marginalized counties were receiving what I would say reasonable allocation, Madam Speaker. And if you look at the allocation for Turkana, you look at the allocation for Mandera, you look at the allocation for Wajir, you look at the allocation for Marsabit, Madam Speaker, you look at the allocation for Isiolo, vis-a-vis the geographical size and other challenges, Madam Speaker, they have received quite substantial amount of funds, Madam Speaker, that if there was a deliberate effort to deploy those resources to mitigate in these all long challenges in those counties, Madam Speaker, today probably we'll be speaking a different language, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we also want to call on the National Treasury. And I want to agree, and I think as a House led by the Chair for Finance, Madam Speaker, we need to cause an amendment to the PFM Act. We must separate the Ministry of Finance for national government and the National Treasury that serves the two levels of government, Madam Speaker, so that these funds can be released on time, Madam Speaker, to be able to address the 4 key areas that was meant to address. Madam Speaker, I'm happy that Baringo County is going to receive 967 million, Madam Speaker, and I've seen the distribution. Tiati constituency, Madam Speaker, is going to receive 582 million, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Tiati as a constituent or a sub-county is probably 10 times was in issue Nandi, Trans Nzoia, and Elgeyo Marakwet combined in terms of geographical location. To provide some services in some of those places, Madam Speaker, is quite a challenge. And that's why we would wish that the National Treasury would release all these equalization funds on a timely manner so that these regions are able to benefit, services are rendered, and the citizens of those places, Madam Speaker, would be able to access what other Kenyans in other parts are enjoying. Madam Speaker, I wish to implore our governors from this marginalized region, having visited as a committee for health, Madam Speaker, a number of facilities in those counties, Madam Speaker, that even as we send the equalization funds, Madam Speaker, there is need for the leaders in those counties to actually be concerned about the welfare of their people, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it would not be in order to find a facility in that region, a sub-county health facility, or even a county referral facility, Madam Speaker, where women are being asked to carry water as they go to the maternity. Madam Speaker, we are not only discussing areas that are marginalized. Even here in Nairobi, And I know the Senator of Nairobi is aware that we visited a number of the facilities in this county. And an hospital like Mama Lucy Kibaki, Madam Speaker, is still suffering from a lot of problems in terms of congestion. There is no expansion. And yet, if you look at the allocation going to Nairobi County, including their own source revenue, Madam Speaker, they should actually have done better than what we are seeing. I want to call upon the governors in those marginalized counties, particularly the 11 regional marginalized counties, Madam Speaker, that they really have to focus in solving these historical problems that we have had, using both the equalization funds that we are sending and also the equitable share, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would want to ask, particularly the governor for Turkana and West Pokot, where we are experiencing floods that cuts the roads all the time, that if Turkana County, Madam Speaker, with the allocation of close to 13 billion, would just allocate 2 billion per year just to do dams, that would be the highest productive areas of this country. And Madam Speaker, I want to agree with my colleagues who say these marginalized counties are the next frontiers of development, Madam Speaker, because they are well endowed with natural resources, Madam Speaker. Turkana County, Madam Speaker, is where we have oil for this country, Madam Speaker. If you go to Tana River, we have the minerals, we have agriculture, Madam Speaker. If you go to Garissa, Wajir, we have minerals like gypsum and many others, Madam Speaker. As soon as these minerals are exploited, Madam Speaker, it will be a shame for the rest of us who don't want to support the raising of the living standards of the people in those regions to begin moving to those areas, Madam Speaker, in the name that that is Kenya. We must accept that that region is Kenya now when they need development, and it will remain Kenya when the natural resources in those regions are exploited, Madam Speaker, for the benefit of the country. I therefore want to support, Madam Speaker, and ask the National Treasury to make sure that they release these equalization funds in a timely manner. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mwaruma Jones.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa hii fursa umenipa kuunga mkono huu mswada wa usawazishaji wa maeneo bunge, maeneo ya magatuzi almaarufu Equalization Fund. Mheshimiwa Spika, naunga mkono shingo upande kwa sababu yale maeneo 14 ambayo yalitarajiwa yafaidike na hizi fedha yalipanuliwa mpaka ikawa maeneo 34. Historia ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Spika, iko bado bayana ya kwamba wakati tulipata uhuru kuna ile sera ambayo iliandikwa na aliyekuwa waziri wa mipango ya maendeleo Mheshimiwa Tom Mboya, inaitwa Sessional Paper number 10 ya mwaka 1965, ambayo ilisema ya kwamba tumepata uhuru na saizi tunajitawala sisi wenyewe. Je, fedha zetu tutazisambaza namna gani ili Kenya yetu iendelee? Na fedha nyingi zilipelekwa maeneo ambayo yana mvua nyingi na rotuba ya juu, kwa kimombo high potential areas. Haya maeneo yalikuwa ni maeneo ya Mlima Kenya, maeneo ya Bonde la Ufa, maeneo ya Magharibi, maeneo ya Nyanza, Mheshimiwa Spika, maeneo ya Pwani, Mheshimiwa Spika, maeneo ya Lower Eastern, na haya maeneo, Mheshimiwa Spika, yalikuwa yanaitwa Northern Frontier Districts, waliachwa nyuma kimaendeleo kwa sababu rotuba ya huko ilikuwa kidogo na pia mvua ilikuwa chini sana. Wakati wa kuandika katiba mpya, Mheshimiwa Spika, waandishi wa katiba wakasema tuache ibara ya 204 ili tutenge fedha kidogo za kusawazisha maeneo ambayo yaliachwa nyuma kimaendeleo kwa sababu ya hii sera ya mwaka 1965 ama Session Paper number 10. La kushangaza Mheshimiwa Spika, bunge hili liliunga mkono kuongeza yale maeneo ambayo yangefaidika. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, kati ya zile kaunti 14 za kufaidika na fedha za usawazishaji wa maeneo yaliyoachwa nyuma kimaendeleo, Taita Taveta ilikuwa mojawapo. Zile fedha za kwanza zilikuja katika hizo magatuzi ama hayo magatuzi. Niliona Taita Taveta wametoa maji kutoka line ya kwanza ya Mzima na maeneo yakapata maji, maeneo kama ya Mbulia na maeneo mengine ya Mbololo. Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati hii sera imebadilishwa ama sera ya pili imechapishwa, Taita Taveta imebakia na maeneo mawili peke yake ambayo ni kata ndogo moja ya kule Kasigau ambao huu mwaka wanapata milioni 10 na milioni na 1,300,000, na maeneo ya Taveta ambao ni kata ndogo ya kule Chala ambao wanapata milioni 11. Mheshimiwa Spika, na kitu naweza kila siku, wakati tulisema Taita Taveta county yote haina maji kwa sababu zile pesa zilikuwa zitekeleze miradi ya maji, ni kuonyesha ya kwamba maeneo yote yalipata maji. Zile changamoto zilikuwa zinakumba maeneo mengi ya Taita Taveta kwa ukosefu wa maji. Mpaka leo changamoto ni hizo. Huwa ninauliza, wakati tunasema kata ndogo moja ya kule Kasigau ina power milioni 11 ya kutekeleza miradi ya maji, hapo kando kuna maeneo ya Marungu ambayo pia ni kame sana. Hapo karibu kuna maeneo ya Sagala ambayo pia ni kame sana. Tukiangalia Taveta ama kata ndogo ya kule Taveta Chala wanapopewa milioni 10 za kufanya mradi ya maji, hapo kando kuna wadi ya Maho ambao hawana maji, wadi ya Mata hawana maji. Sasa vigezo vilivyotumika katika utafiti na hii tume ya CRA kubaini ni maeneo gani yatakayopata fedha, vilikuwa ni vigezo aina gani? Mheshimiwa Spika, kando na maji, hizi fedha zilikuwa zitengeneze barabara. Tangu uhuru, Mheshimiwa Spika, barabara ambayo imetengenezwa za vichochoroni, manake kuna barabara zile tunaita international trunk roads kama ya Voi kwenda Taveta. Ile ni barabara inayounganisha nchi mbili. Ile barabara imetengenezwa Taita Taveta. Kando na hiyo ni barabara ya kutoka Mwatate kwenda Undanyi. Ile ingine ambayo imetengenezwa ni barabara ya Bura Mission kwenda Bura Station, kilomita 6. Hizi barabara zingine zote zinakuja, tingatinga zinakuja, zinafungua alafu zinakimbia. Hizo barabara zinachukua miaka na mikaka kutengenezwa. Kama hii barabara ya Bura Mugangi, Viruga, Undanyi, Mtwa Magoti, tangu izinduliwe mwaka wa 2020 mpaka leo haijaisha na inahitaji bilioni 2 peke yake. Mheshimiwa Spika, tulitazamia kwamba tukipata hii pesa ya kusawazisha maeneo ya Kenya tungeitumia kutengeneza barabara zetu sisi wenyewe. Aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Raila Odinga siku moja alitumia barabara ya Bura Mgange kwenda Viruga. Ile barabara ilikuwa mbaya na akasema hii barabara ni kama ya kwenda Jehanamu. Nashukuru manake mwaka wa 2020 wakati tulienda kule State House kupigania fedha za Doram, aliomba Rais Uhuru kwamba tupewe ile barabara itengenezwe, na Rais Uhuru akakubali itengenezwe, ingawaje kutekelezwa kwa huo mradi kumekuwa kwa shida. Kitu nasema ni kwamba barabara za Taita Taveta ni mbaya, zote ni mbaya, nyingi ni mbaya, na hii pesa ya usawazishaji, kama Taita Taveta bado wangeachiwa hiyo pesa, tungeweza kufanya hiyo mradi ya kuboresha barabara za Taita Taveta. Mheshimiwa Spika, niseme kwamba Taita Taveta ni eneo ambalo liko na rotuba nyingi. Udongo uko na rotuba nyingi, lakini shida tu ni maji. Na kama Kenya tungetaka kutengeneza utajiri kupitia kwa kuuza bidhaa ng'ambo, basi tungeangazia ile 1 milioni ya mashamba ambayo ni ya Taita Taveta, ambayo ni rangelands, ambazo tungetumia kulisha ng'ombe na mifugo na kuuza ng'ambo, kwa kuwekeza tu kwa miradi ya maji. Chala kuna maji mengi, Njoro kuna maji mengi, Mzima kuna maji mengi. Hayo maji tungefanyia mradi tu wa kuleta maji ya mwagwe, yafanye ukulima kutumia unyunyizaji wa mashamba. Tungekuwa na ng'ombe nyingi, nyasi nyingi za kuuza mpaka Ulaya. Lakini hiyo miradi haijafanyika, na fedha kama hizi za kusawazisha maeneo mbalimbali ya Kenya zingekuwa ni muhimu sana ili kufanya hiyo miradi. Mheshimiwa Spika, Taita Taveta kuna maji mengi sana. Ukiangalia Mzima tu ambayo inasambaza maji kuanzia Taita Taveta, Kwale, Kilifi mpaka Mombasa. Tungepata fedha kama hii, tungeitumia ili kufanya miradi kama hiyo. Na la kushangaza Mheshimiwa Spika ni kwamba baada ya ule mradi wa Mzima tu kutotekelezwa, leo hii unasikia kuna mabwenyenye, kuna watu ambao hawaeleweki wamechukua maji kutoka Mzima tu, wametumia line 1 ya Kenya Pipeline Corporation. Sijui wanayatumia kwa nini, lakini ni jambo la kuhuzunisha, ni jambo la kuudhi, ya kwamba tunaweza kutoa maji kutoka Taita Taveta tupatie watu wengine, na watu wa Taita Taveta hawana maji. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kusema kwamba Taita Taveta imewachwa kimakosa kwa hii pesa ya kusawazisha maeneo kiuchumi, kwa sababu nikiangalia Mheshimiwa Spika, majirani wetu wote, nikianzia na jirani wa kwanza ambaye ni Kilifi, inapata milioni 878. Jirani mwingine ni Kitui, wanapata milioni 646. Jirani mwingine ni Kwale, wanapata milioni 475, ambayo eneo bunge moja la Kinango ambalo tunashikana upande wa Macnan Road, eneo bunge moja linapata milioni 265. Kajiado pia ni majirani wetu, wanapata milioni 674. Tana River ambao pia ni majirani wetu wanapata milioni 719. Kitu ambacho ninauliza ni kwamba ni vigezo gani hivi ambavyo vinaonyesha kwamba Taita Taveta hawahitaji hii pesa ya kusawazisha maeneo yaliyoachwa nyuma kimaendeleo, ili ifikie kwamba Taita Taveta yote inapatiwa milioni 21 peke yake. Hilo ni jambo la kutamausha, ni jambo la kuudhi, ni jambo la kufisha moyo, ya kwamba watu wa Taita Taveta hawajisikii tena kama wako Kenya. Nafikiri ni kwa sababu labda ni watu wachache mno ndio watu wanaona ya kwamba hawa hawafai na kura yao ni kidogo. Kwa hivyo wakati wa kutengeneza ama kuangalia vigezo vya kupeana pesa za kusawazisha maeneo yaliyoachwa nyuma kimaendeleo, hawa hawafai, hawana kura. Mheshimiwa Spika, kando na kuwa tuko wachache, hatuna maji, hatuna barabara, hatuna vituo vya afya, pia stima hatuna, kero la wanyamapori ni kitu kingine ambacho serikali ya Kenya imekataa kuangazia kabisa, ya kwamba hawa watu wameachwa nyuma kimaendeleo, hawa watu hawana mtetezi, hawa watu hawajui kama watajisaidia namna gani, na katika bidii yao ya kulima mimea, kufuga mifugo kama mbuzi, ng'ombe, kondoo, wanyama pori kama simba na chui wanakula wanyama wao. Ndovu wanamaliza chakula yao. Kama kungekuwa na njia, Mheshimiwa Spika, kule Taita Taveta, sisi tunapakana na Tanzania, tukatiwe eneo letu twende Tanzania, manake haifai tena, haina maana tena kusikia kwamba sisi tuko Kenya, lakini yale madhila na zile shida tunazopata kama Wakenya ziko vile zilivyo. Mheshimiwa Spika, sipendi kuendelea zaidi ya hapo, lakini ningeomba kamati ya fedha ya hii seneti, wakati wa kuandika sera ya 3 ya kugawanya hizi pesa za kusawazisha maeneo yaliyoachwa nyuma kimaendeleo, basi tuangalie ili watu wa Taita na Taveta waangaziwe ili...
Senator Sifuna, do you have an intervention? Point of information? Would you wish to be informed?
Huyu ni kiranja wangu na nitafurahi sana akini patia hiyo nani.
Proceed, Senator.
Ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Mwaruma, nimekusikiza kweli ukizungumza hapa na hata mwenzangu Mheshimiwa Ledama Olekina. Tunapata huzuni sana, lakini tunashangaa manake ripoti zipo kwamba baadhi ya viongozi wakuu katika taifa hili la Kenya ni wakazi wa Taita Taveta. Hivi ni kusema hawana habari ya dhila hizi zote ambazo mnapitia. Hilo tu ndio swali nilikuwa nataka nimuulize ama nimjulishe kwamba mkazi mmoja wa Taita Taveta ni kiongozi mkuu wa taifa hili. So sielewi mimi kama Mkenya mambo haya yanawezaje kuendelea ilhali una wadosi pale. Labda tuelezee shida iko wapi?
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, asante Senator Nairobi, Senator Sifuna kwa hiyo taarifa umenipa. Ni kweli kwamba wakuu wengi wa nchi hii wako huko, lakini yale maendeleo ukiangalia pale wako ni kweli maendeleo yanatokea. Kwa mfano kuna barabara 2 kubwa sana ambazo zimetengenezwa, zimetumia mabilioni ya pesa ya kuelekea shambani ya hao wakubwa, lakini huku kwingine tumeachwa nyuma. Na sina haya kusema, manake tukienda leo huko utaona kwamba zile barabara kubwa kubwa zinaelekea kwa hao wakubwa ambao unasema. Mheshimiwa Spika, naomba niachie hapo na niseme kwamba kamati ya fedha watu angalie wakati wa sera ya 3 ya kugawanya hizo pesa. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Thank you, Senator Mwaruma. Senator David Wakoli Wafula.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi hii ili niweze kuchangia na vile vile kupongeza mapendekezo ya usawazishaji wa rasilimali katika nchi ya Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesikiliza kwa makini sana baadhi ya viongozi wenzangu ambao wanadhani ama wanahisia kwamba fedha ambazo mtoza ushuru anatoa ni lazima ziende tu maeneo yao peke yao, sisi ni kuangalia kupitia televisheni. Ni vyema waelewe kwamba japo kuna maeneo ambayo yalipata nafasi ya kupata maendeleo wakati wa awamu ya kwanza ya serikali, kuna maeneo ambayo vile vile hayajapata maendeleo kwa huo muda. Na ni lazima tunapotathmini jinsi fedha hizi zinavyopeanwa tuweze kuzingatia maeneo kama haya. Mheshimiwa Spika, ninasimama hapa kwa sababu eneo bunge ama kaunti ya Bungoma ni kaunti ambayo kwa muda imekuwa katika upinzani siku za Mheshimiwa Toroitich Arap Moi na serikali zilizofuata chini ya Mheshimiwa Muigai Uhuru Kenyatta tulikuwa katika upinzani. Na ukiangalia jinsi fedha zilikuwa zinatolewa kupitia hazina kuu ya serikali, Wakati huo hatukuwa na kile tunasema tunajivunia katika serikali, na naamini kwamba ni haki Bungoma ipate fedha hizi, kwa sababu eneo bunge la Mlima Elgon na maeneo bunge ambayo yanapakana na Mlima Elgon kihistoria na kimaendeleo yalikuwa yamewachwa nyuma, na ni lazima wanapoweka fedha katika bajeti, na jinsi nimeshukuru kamati imenukuu eneo la Mlima Elgon, lazima wajue kwamba miundombinu ambayo imo katika Mlima Elgon si nzuri: afya, barabara, maji na kadhalika. Sasa mimi ningeomba mheshimiwa yeyote anaponyanyuka kutoa hoja ajue kwamba Mkenya yeyote popote alipo anaposikiza, lazima tumpe moyo, lazima tumpe sababu ya kujivunia kwa Mkenya. Japo fedha hazitoshi, lakini waone kuna jambo zuri linatendeka katika serikali ya Kenya. Sasa lisilokuhusu usiliandame. Sisi watu wa Bungoma tunashukuru kidogo tumepata, lakini tunasema tunahitaji fedha zaidi. Wanapogawa muda mwingine tunataka kuona ipande kutoka milioni 95 ije kama bilioni jinsi kaunti zingine zinapata. Kwa sababu ukiangalia mgao wa fedha, Mheshimiwa Spika, jinsi tulipopitisha hapa awali, baadhi ya kaunti ambazo zinapata fedha nyingi hata sasa katika bajeti bado wanapata fedha nyingi, na muda mrefu wamekuwa wanapata hizi pesa. Lazima tufuatilie, tujue miradi gani inatekelezwa na serikali za kaunti, wanahusisha wananchi katika kutekelezaji miradi hii, na iwapo miradi hii inaafiki matarajio ya wapiga kura ama wanaoishi katika maeneo haya. Mheshimiwa Spika, ninaangalia kaunti ya Busia, wao ni jirani zetu kule, wamepewa milioni 29. Hizi pesa hazijakuja kimzaa. Kuna sababu ambayo imeshinikiza serikali kuweka fedha katika kaunti ya Busia, na imaanishi kwamba Busia ilipokuwa na naibu wa rais na mawaziri ama walipokuwa na Mheshimiwa Amos wako katika serikali, haimaanishi walipokuwepo watu wa Busia walikuwa katika shamba la asali na nyama. Haiwezekani. Kuna changamoto watu hawa walikuwa nazo, ndiposa fedha zimewekwa kwa bajeti vile vile kama Wakenya waweze kuimarisha maisha yao. Nashukuru wameweka kaunti ya Trans Nzoia hapa, wamepewa milioni 12. Japo kuna viongozi huko washukuru chochote, wanabwata tu, wanaongea tu, na lazima tutafuata tujue hizi fedha zinazoenda Trans Nzoia zinatumika kivipi katika eneo bunge la Endebess. Watu katika kaunti ya Trans Nzoia, eneo bunge la Endebess, lazima tutawaeleza fedha zinazokuja za usawazishaji zinatumika vipi, ili mjue jumba la Senate linawajali. Japo kuna wale wanapinga serikali, wanatusi serikali, na wakututusi sisi maseneta, tutawapea pesa, lakini tutafuata kuhakikisha hizo pesa zinafanya kazi. Na zaidi ya hapo, wanakandarasi wanaofanya hizo kazi lazima watoke katika kaunti husika, kwa sababu haiwezekani, Mheshimiwa Spika, Senate tunapitisha fedha kama hizi na wale wanakandarasi ni watalii wa kibiashara, wanatoka Nairobi, wanatoka kaunti zingine kufanya kazi ambayo wananchi wa kaunti husika wanaweza kufanya kazi hizi. Sasa mimi naunga mkono kaunti hizi ambazo zimeorodheshwa hapa, waongezwe pesa. Wale waliopewa kidogo, kama ndugu yangu wataita Taveta, waongezewe fedha. Ana haki ya kudai hizi pesa ziongezwe, na wale ambao wamekuwa wanapewa pesa nyingi na tuoni matunda wapunguzwe, kwa sababu huenda hizi pesa zinaenda katika mifuko ya watu wachache, ili hali wengi wanaumia, hawana maji, hawana barabara, hawana madawa hospitali. Na mambo kama haya, Mheshimiwa Spika, hatuwezi kubali katika awamu hii ya serikali. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, ninaunga mkono mswada huu. Asante.
Thank you. Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this fund. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, as we all know, is a constitution that emphasizes human rights and the principles of human rights, particularly equity, as a key that applied in governance in order to give opportunity to every Kenyan and every region to actualize the benefits of within our country. Mr. Speaker, first to commend and Parliament, 13th Parliament and the 4th Senate rationalized the Equalization Fund. As you are aware, this fund was intended to be a time-limited fund that was supposed to be operationalized as soon as we began implementing devolution in 20. But this fund has never been. It is so sad that it's one of the tools that was ignored by the Jubilee government. 13 years, now it is now 13 years. I'm glad that at least now we are on the second of sharing this fund. Madam Speaker, the Equalization Fund had a particular purpose. It is an affirmative action fund that was intended to be deployed towards fast-tracking the basic development environment in areas that have been marginalized. And Madam Speaker, we have a country that has a lot of disparities, a country where the worry about the schools is lunch, possibly dinner, while in another place, children in that place are having to read using the lights of nature, the moon in the night. They don't even have places where they can sit. When this constitution was developed, this fund was put there deliberately to help and hold those areas that were ignored, that were treated as though they are not part of Kenya, to also get their people and their children to have a hope in this country. We have been dilly-dallying around this. We have been arguing, and I blame Parliament entirely for the delay in the implementation of this fund. And that's why I want to commend us that at least we have distributed it now the second time. And despite the disparities that have been put in here, I think it is a good way forward. Madam Speaker, even as we look at the disparities in the manner in which this fund has been distributed, I would want to urge the Senate to actually come up with an oversight tool over this fund. An oversight tool because this fund is supposed to be deployed towards basic services that are also county functions. We need to be able to pinpoint. Now, the second year, when we go to next year, we should be able to say, when we go to Tana River, Senator Mungatana, we should be able to say, the funds that were deployed under the Equalization Fund were used to deliver ABC, additional to what the county government is doing. We need to be able to say that, and to be able to review, to say, was that the best way in which we'll have fast-tracked in terms of this county? Was that the most needy area that was received these funds? And thirdly, is this the best way in which this fund should have been used? So even as we move forward, I would want you to note that water, health, roads, electricity, and whatever other infrastructure that is contemplated to be delivered under this fund are county functions. So we need to be able to have a timetable or a special schedule to monitor the manner in which this fund is actually bringing up the levels of development in a particular county. Madam Speaker, this should also lead eventually to the determination of changed poverty indices, changed parameters that we are using to determine the equitable share in terms of the nationally collected revenue. So if we don't do this, and I'm throwing a challenge to our Finance and Budget Committee, we must be able to tell Kenyans the value of equalization funds by clearly demonstrating that this is what the equalization fund did in Turkana, and as a result of deploying these funds for 5 years, Turkana was able to move from being measured at this level in terms of the poverty index, to this other level in the poverty index. So I'm throwing a challenge to our secretariat, particularly with a tool that can demonstrate the value of the equalization fund. Madam Speaker, I don't know whether we have resolved, and we need to resolve. This fund was supposed to exist for only 20 years. Now that we have started implementing it, that 20 years, I guess, was when we operationalized the Constitution. Deliberate pronouncement as Parliament on when this fund will come to a close. And again, Madam Speaker, my view would be one of the determinants of whether this fund should close or not should be a determination that we have achieved what the fund hoped to achieve. And that's why in my measure separately how this fund is moving us in development, particularly moving the marginalized areas in development in the 20 years where the fund is supposed to be. Madam Speaker, should it happen, or should we be able to demonstrate the value that this fund has brought about, Madam Speaker, whatever might be able, the need to, there's nothing wrong in determining that we can actually take a portion of the national revenue and continue to deploy it towards need to be brought up in order to in the development agenda on an equal basis. So I will not to the detail of what is there, but Madam Speaker, I find it curious that a county would be given only 31 million Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings. I don't know what 20 will do in terms of coming. I fall in the school of thought that felt maybe we should have just picked a few counties, give them adequate funds to bring their infrastructure to a particular level, and then we move to the next and do the same. But we must, in batch 1, we are going to have the following 10 counties. In the next batch, we are going to have the following 20 counties, and so on. Madam Speaker, I think for those who are appropriating or who are I am disturbed at the I think no million fully assist the area marginalized in one way. School in the place of Turkana. That school to be functional, the physical, it requires water, it requires to be there. So if you, how much can they achieve? It means if they were going to use the equalization funds to fast that to school, we will be waiting every year so that a building is done and it lies fallow as we wait for next year's funds to come to do the water, and then we wait for the next year to come. But if we gave them enough funds to build a school, put water, do the road infrastructure around that school, do a health facility, then you can immediately, you'll have done what this fund was intended to do, to fast bringing of those regions to a level where the others are. So I would want to urge us as leaders not to be fixated with tearing the little monies that are there so that you say every county must get a little bit of it. We need to be able to divide these funds in such a way that we can, in 2 years, demonstrate that by deploying so much funds in Turkana and Tana River, we have brought real change to the lives of children, to the lives of women, to the lives of men, to the lives of communities in those far-flung places. So I'd like to ask our finance committee to think through behind equalization fund and to be innovative enough to help us to ensure that the deployment of this fund truly does what it is supposed to do, to fast-track that development. Thank you.
Asante Mbi Spika kwa kunipa ruhusa niweze kuchangia pesa ambazo mjadala inaendelea ya marginalized communities ama groups ama county. Mbi Spika, kuongea kwa finance ambaye ni ya usuni katika kaunti zingine, kwa sababu Mbi Spika, katika Kenya tuko kaunti 47 na wakati tuko hapa sisi hakuna seneta mkubwa na hakuna seneta mdogo, hakuna kaunti kubwa na hakuna kaunti ndogo, kwa sababu sisi ikifika Kenya mzima, Mbi Spika, jana tulikuwa napitisha mambo ya bajeti ya pesa ambacho zitaenda katika masinani ya kaunti 47. Na Mbi Spika, wakati ingine unakuta makaratasi hii kamati ya finance inatuletea tuweze kupitisha, na saa ingine unakuta hiyo kitu Mbi Spika haiwezi kutuelekea kwa sababu iko katika kaunti zingine na katika sisi maseneta, kwa sababu Mbi Spika, ni mambo ya ajabu. Pesa kama imekuja katika Kenya, hakuna kaunti yoyote haiwahi kupata hizi pesa. Tumeona kaunti zingine Mbi Spika inapata karibu bilioni 1, zingine milioni 50, zingine milioni 20. Mbi Spika, kumaanisha na hizi pesa marginalized community inafaa kila kaunti ipate, na nasindwa au kama Mbi Spika, kama kaunti ya Embu haipati pesa, unakuta kaunti ya Kitui inapata pesa, kaunti ya Meru inapata pesa, kaunti ambacho sile siko pale hata Tharaka-Nithi inapata pesa Mbi Spika. Na mambo ya ajabu katika Embu County, tuko na sub county 4. Katika moja Mbi Spika ni sub county ya Mbeere South, ambaye unakuta hii pesa ni ya kwenda kuongezea mambo ya budget ambaye inaenda masinani na governor Mbi Spika. Na katika Mbeere South unakuta kuna watu ambaye wanaenda kilomita wengine kilomita 50 Mbi Spika, hakuna magari kwa sababu barabara isimeharibika, hakuna maji Mbi Spika. Na kubuka hata leo asubuhi kulikuwa na wasiri wa maji ambaye nilikuwa nauliza Mbi Spika, Embu County itaangaliwa namna gani juu ya mabao ya maji kama Tharaka-Nithi na Meru na Tharaka-Nithi ile mabao 3 ambaye moja iko Embu, moja iko Manyata na hiyo nyingine iko Mbeere North na nyingine iko Runyenje. Mbi Spika, kama tulikuwa nauliza vile tutapata maji, njia ya kilimo yetu ambaye ni mguka na mambo sile singine Mbi Spika, na budget inakuja hapa Mr. Speaker, unakuta leo hakuna sisi kwa hii karatasi, hakuna kitu ambayo Mr. Speaker embu tumepata. Nakumbuka Mr. Speaker mwaka jana Embu County kwa hizi pesa ya marginalized communities hata hizi hatukupata. Unakuta mambo ya agriculture inaenda chini kwa sababu ya kukosa maji, mambo ya parapara, pia hata mambo ya mahospitali ni shinda, hata unakuta mambo ya shule ni shinda. Mr. Speaker, ni mambo ya kuhusunisha sana, kwa sababu nataka niseme Mr. Speaker, ile mambo inafanyika na wale watu wanafanya kazi ya mgao ya pesa kama hizi Mr. Speaker, nasema avuatii njia ile inavaa Mr. Speaker. Mambo ingine ni Mbere South na Mbere North, unakuta sehemu zingine unakuta kuna shida nyingi sana. Janga la njaa ikikuja huwa inafuata ile laini, inafuata Mbere South na inafuata Mbere North, na hizi pesa inavaa iende isaidie wale watu waweze kuisaidia Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ningesema kwa kamati ya fedha, vile imevaa hizi pesa ni njia haieleweki, ni njia iko na kipendeleo, ni njia ambayo iko na mrengo ambaye haieleweki. Mr. Speaker, naona vile wamefanya kitu ambaye ni ya kuhusunisha, kama Embu haiko kwa hii mgao ya hizi pesa. Mr. Speaker, nakumbuka mwaka jana hata mimi sikupitiza, hata nataka niseme Mr. Speaker, kama hii kamati haitafanya ile inafaa itimuliwe na ifujwe wakati ile mwingine, ndio tuweze kupata Mr. Speaker ile kamati ambayo itasaidia kaunti zote, kwa sababu pesa kama inakuja, kama ni msaada kutoka nje ya ng'ambo, kama ni sisi tunalipa pesa, ni afadhali Mr. Speaker ukute pesa kila kaunti ipate pesa kulingana na vile inafaa, kwa sababu hata inafaa iangalie kaunti nyingi ambaye marginalized counties sisi ipata budget kubwa kwa ile pesa ambayo inafaa iende kwa counties, kama singine sitaki kusitanja imepata pesa nyingi, na wakati sisi tumeenda kuangalia mambo ya oversight Mr. Speaker, unakuta kaunti zingine hakuna kitu inafanya, na zile kaunti inajaribu kutoka chini mpaka juu, unakuta haipatiwi pesa kulingana inafaa. Kwa hiyo Mr. Speaker, nataka niseme katika Embu County ni mambo ya kuhusunisha sana, na mambo singine Mr. Speaker, utakuta mijadala itakuwa kuja katika nyumba hii, na tutakuwa na pinga kwa sababu itakuwa inaleta shinda hata mambo ya vyama ama mambo mingi. Kwa hiyo Mr. Speaker, vitu kama hizi inakuja ni vitu ya kufanya watu wakosane, kwa sababu hata nakumbuka mwaka jana wakati nilisema sitaunga mkono, tuliambiwa tuandike barua tuweze kupeleka kwa wale watu wanaangalia vile pesa mgao ya pesa inafanyika. Na Mr. Speaker, nikaongea na governor na akaandika kila kitu, na mambo ya ajabu siku ya leo Embu County haiko kwa hii kikaratasi tu, iko county 40 na ine siri zimepata pesa, na Mr. Speaker Embu County haiko hapa. Kwa hiyo Mr. Speaker, ningeomba wakati ule mwingine Embu iweze kuangaliwa. Na Mr. Speaker, nikimalizia mimi nasema Mr. Speaker, hata kama ni nani atakuja kuniambia niweze kuunga hii wakati tutaenda kuweka kura, nasema Mr. Speaker, hii nitapinga. Kwa hiyo Mr. Speaker, napinga na sina maneno mingi. Senator Alexander Munyimudigi. Asante Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Mudigi. Senator Beatrice Akinyi Ogon.
I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to this bill referred to as the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill 2025. And from the onset, Madam Speaker, I want to request my colleague Senator Mundigi that when the time comes, support this bill. Madam Speaker, I want to request him because in this country, there is a key tenet that everybody looks forward to, the issue of equity. And this bill, Madam Speaker, with the monies that have been spelled out, will find that services will be granted to counties that would have other disadvantage with the little funds that they receive, Madam Speaker. And I want to tell Senator Mundigi that it is only a very unwise person that would not change their minds. So when the time comes, with the wisdom I see in you, Daktari, consider changing your mind to support this bill. And so, Madam Speaker, I support this bill. Madam Speaker, our people need critical services that have been spelled out in this bill. The services of water, the services of roads, the services of health, and the services of electricity, Madam Speaker. Those are public services that each Kenyan needs to be sure that they will be provided with. But it is because of the limitations, Madam Speaker, and it is because of the marginalized areas, some of the marginalized areas we have in this country, that they are not able to get these services. And so if in our wisdom, we see that certain counties need to be given an extra coin just to ensure that there will be equity in terms of services that the people need, then, Madam Speaker, I support this bill. Madam Speaker, the critical services of water. Water is so critical, Madam Speaker. It is a basic need, and every Kenyan really requires to have water within some small radius, Madam Speaker. Even the issue of roads. Madam Speaker, I'm happy, and I want to support this. There is 16 billion that has been set aside to be distributed, and of course, it could not have been distributed equally because these areas have different parameters. But, Madam Speaker, I'm happy Homa Bay County has 214 million, 2896, 965 shillings. Madam Speaker, this may look small money, and even a number of speakers have said the monies we have here, 16 billion, is a little money. But, Madam Speaker, it is better to start with something small so that our people can see the beginning of the provision of these services. In Homa Bay County, Madam Speaker, the criteria goes ahead to give 4 sub-counties some little money to share from the 214. We have Homa Bay Town constituency being given 10 million. Suba North constituency has 29 million, only Boni Halwale. And Boni should stop to listen that Mbewa constituency, which is my constituency, which is a marginalized constituency, we should be considered as a hardship constituency. Boni we have, Mbewa has black cotton soil, Madam Speaker, and we have no roads, Madam Speaker. And that is why I'm delighted that from the 214 million, Ndewa constituency has been granted some 120 million, Madam Speaker. I therefore want to support, but to go ahead to say that this money, when it gets there, it must be ring-fenced for the purpose of which it has been granted, Madam Speaker. In Homa Bay, Suba North has 53 million, and as I've said, Suba South has 53 million, Suba North 29, and Dewa, which is my constituency, is 120 million. Madam Speaker, I do not support it just because it is my constituency, but I support it because of the difficulties that our people have. Right now, there are rains in Dewa constituency. You can hardly get a road other than the tarmac road that we used to move from Rodi, that is in Homa Bay Town constituency, to Sori, Madam Speaker. Any other road beyond that tarmac road is not motorable as I speak to you, Madam Speaker. Only last week I was at home, and Madam Speaker, even a road that we used to move from the sub-county, from the constituency headquarters, next to the CDF offices, that transverses my ward, Madam Speaker, you can hardly move in it. So it has made our people's life to be miserable, Madam Speaker. Transport is expensive, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, just months ago, in a place where our local people, you'd use a motorbike for 50 shillings, Madam Speaker, and that is not a very far area. Madam Speaker, today, all our people are required to, it costs our people 300 to 500 shillings to just move in a very short distance. And Madam Speaker, it then means that even the cost of doing business for our people is so high. Madam Speaker, where I come from, a majority of people do subsistence farming. People who grow some vegetables and transport it to the markets, some tomatoes and transport it to the markets, some maize, some groundnuts, some beans, Madam Speaker, but it is becoming very expensive for our farmers to move their goods from their homes, from their farms, even to the market. And so, Madam Speaker, when some funds are appropriated to improve our roads, Madam Speaker, I would only rise here to support that bill. Madam Speaker, even the issue of water. Madam Speaker, being a woman, I know how critical access to water is to our people, and especially to women, Madam Speaker. So if we have money that is going towards the development of water so that our people can get water closest to them, then I would definitely support that bill. So, Madam Speaker, the other critical service that this monies will support is the issue of health facilities. Madam Speaker, health is critical. Some of these basic services that are spelled here for support are the major services that our people demanded to be devolved, Madam Speaker. And so I want to support this because, Madam Speaker, health facilities will be improved, if not expanded or improved, as I say, and we hope with this little money, Madam Speaker, those who are going to use it will ensure that our people have essential services in the health facility. Madam Speaker, the other critical service that is spelled out here to be used with the funds that are appropriated here, that are going to be appropriated here, is the issue of electricity. Madam Speaker, I still want to come back to my constituency, which is Niwa, that our people still do not have adequate access to electricity. Just the other month, the President was launching the last mile connectivity in my constituency, and Madam Speaker, if you remember, I was here asking the CS Energy to confirm to me and reassure me as somebody from their constituency that other than the launch will translate into our people getting electricity in the last mile connectivity. Madam Speaker, some 1 year ago on this same floor, I'd raised the issue of even faulty transformers in my constituency and in my county. And so I'm happy that these monies are going to help to improve access to electricity for my people in Homa Bay County, and particularly in their constituency where I come from. In that constituency, Madam Speaker, there are all the faulty transformers of the inventory that were given by the CS Energy once in this house, Madam Speaker, and there was a promise that the CS made that those transformers they are going to be corrected, Madam Speaker. But I want to tell you that up to now, even the inventory of the specific transformers that the CS spelled out would be improved in that year, they are still not working. Half of my constituency still is in black, is in darkness, Madam Speaker. But with the last launch that we have, I'm looking forward that something will be done, and I'm happy that the amount of money that has been given in this Equalization Fund, Madam Speaker, is going to go ahead to support the improvement of electricity, not only in my constituency, but in other constituencies, as spelled out, is going to help in improving roads, and especially, Madam Speaker, we keep on saying that our people should develop themselves, should go for grow themselves. But, Madam Speaker, it is not easy for our people to even grow, to come up, if there are not roads from where they come from. Madam Speaker, over 60 years after independence, we should not see some of our areas with no roads, as I see in my constituency, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, I want to support this bill, and I want to say that the monies that will be appropriated here will lead to equity in services across the country, will lead to equality in services across our country, and I'm happy it is specific about water, about roads, about health, and about electricity. But Madam Speaker, as I support this bill, I want to say that the money might not be adequate, but let us take this for now and let us improve on it in the coming years. Madam Speaker, I support.
Thank you, Senator Beatrice. Senator Mariam Sheikh Omar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support the bill, Equalization Bill. Madam Speaker, this Equalization Fund was established in the Act 204 of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. The figure of the fund is 0.5% of nationally collected revenue nationally. Madam Speaker, and this money fund is, the purpose of the fund is to reduce or to eradicate inequality in the counties and also to ensure the equitable access to service delivery. Madam Speaker, the services, most of them is water, roads, electricity, and health, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this bill is where it requires, to use the fund, we require a framework. So that's why we need this bill to be in place so that we can use the equalization fund to be utilized. Because the way it is before, if it is a fund, you cannot access the fund without the framework. So this is the one of the framework to be accessed. Madam Speaker, there is many projects which has been done under this equalization fund in 2018 to 2019. Almost 352 projects has been done and it's completed. Madam Speaker, in my county, in Mandera County, Madam Speaker, the amount which has been given is almost 1.2 billion, Madam Speaker. For Banissa, the 157 million. Lafe is 247 million. Mandera East, 209 million. Mandera North is 231 million. North and Mandera South is 227 million. Mandera West is 157 million, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this money is almost 1.2 billion. If it is utilized properly, Madam Speaker, we don't have the issue of water, the issue of health service, health facilities to be having good services, and electricity, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, 60 years ago, since independence, Mandera County doesn't have road. Madam Speaker, the equalization fund was implemented. It has not been implemented till it has been established, that is 13 years ago. Madam Speaker, if this money can be, instead of giving portion, because the way they are giving out, there is redundancy, Madam Speaker. There is bureaucracy, because you request through the control of budgets, through equalization fund advisory board to the treasury, Madam Speaker. That long queue of requisition might take long to get the money back and use for the purpose on time. So to reduce that, to my opinion, is there's no need of this equalization fund board, Because if at all the money can be requested through country control of budget, after that national treasury, why to go to to go to advisory board is one of the issue which makes this implementation to take long. Madam Speaker, the road into Mandera and electricity, Madam Speaker, we have a problem with electricity in Down. Madam Speaker, last 6 months ago, we are in darkness. Later on, the ministry give us some generator, Madam Speaker, instead of solarizing, because we have a nature which is enough to give lights to Mandera, the whole Mandera County, Madam Speaker. So it needs now, the government must think of, instead of purchasing the generators, Madam Speaker, it's better people think of how to use the nature, the sun, which is plenty, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the road from Mandera to Nairobi, Madam Speaker, it is under now the World Bank, Madam Speaker, which His Excellency promised by the end of this term, he will implement and complete, Madam Speaker, the promises. So, Madam Speaker, we as Mandera County, we appreciate the way he take the initiative to complete Isiolo Mandera County Road to Mandera County Road. Madam Speaker, the health facility, Madam Speaker, with this equalization fund, we have KMTC, which is now in Mandera County, which our people, almost 1,000 something, 2,000 students are learning through this fund, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, water service, Madam Speaker, we as Mandera County, Madam Speaker, we have to think of how to help our people, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when it comes to water issues, women are most affected one, because we carry water and long distance. We take care of the water, the family issues with water, Madam Speaker. As a women representative, Madam Speaker, the county government must take priorities, because priorities of solving the issue of water issues, so that the women can be engaged in another activities, which is not searching for water of their rights, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, 90% of the voters in all 47 counties are women. So they have to put in place how to help them through, that is the facility which can take them, they can affect them rightly, is water and health facility, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, through SHA is when now the health facilities, at least it's coming up, because people are not paying money, and SHA is at least working to sort out people on the ground in a facility, 4 levels, in levels of the hospitals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, to manage this equalization fund, Madam Speaker, we need a strategy. If the government, with the request, give us this money in portions, this 1.2, if you do it at once or twice quarterly, Madam Speaker, it is effective. But if you are giving them in bits at 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, Madam Speaker, it cannot be eradicated, this marginalized equality in a county issues. So it must be, we have to sit down and think of what is the function of the fund. One is equalizations, yes, to eradicate the marginalized areas, to have the facilities of water and road. But if given in bits, Madam Speaker, it is more of difficult to help how to improve in this. Madam Speaker, for when it comes to, Madam Speaker, we need also to improve on irrigation, Madam Speaker. In northern Kenya, our economic sector is on pastoralist. Madam Speaker, we have to change our mindsets from the pastoralists, from livestock to agriculture through this fund by coming up with irrigations, the major dams, by harvesting some this flood water. That's harvested. It can take us, if we harvest a dam, major dams, it can take us almost 2 years or 3 years, and we can change the status of our people through agriculture, through irrigation, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with that,